Just FYI, we're going live.
Okay.
They won't be able to hear anything you said because of the music problem.
Time to say the awful things.
About like white supremacy and how it's like terrible and stuff like that. That's not awful. That is correct. That's a good thing to say.
No,
Wait,
I mean
white
the
supremacy
actually
is a
awful
good thing to say? What the hell, geek?
Way to start the show for welcome to the Alchemy Badge.
On today's
Yes,
show.
welcome. We
White
have
supremacy.
started. We are live.
Good, actually? No, I'm just kidding.
So thank you, yes, to all of our patrons. Today is Second Sunday, for those of you who didn't check the whatchamething calendar
Patreon.
/Patreon. So if you are a patron, feel free, happily jump in, and you can join the chitty chat today. So thank you to French Bitch.
Julie.
Yep. And Marty.
Thank you, Marty.
Who has her tea parties on Saturday afternoons, I believe.
Yes, and Wednesdays afternoon, and she sometimes games on Mondays, but yes.
Okay. And thank you to Mylin.
Thank you, Mylin.
And joining us today in the chat with her Abel's Are Weird shirt from Imani Bahra.
I use he, him pronouns.
He, him. Sorry.
Yeah.
Eli.
Yeah.
And then we have also joining us, Joe.
Hi.
With a giant 20-sided die.
It's more of a ball, but it's awesome.
And then a couple of fuckboys.
Yes, thanks. Thank you, Mehmet, who is like not here right now.
Mm-hmm. Mehmet was able to join us last week, but apparently not this week. And then Tim.
Thank you, Tim. Where are you?
And Volrek.
Thank you, Vonrak.
And joining us first time in a long time is Phoenix. Yay.
Well, yes. Hey, Phoenix.
Hello, my lovely little gremlins.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this week has been perfectly normal. I can't think of anything strange that has happened this week.
Really? So, like, is that because like you left Facebook?
Oh, I was actually being serious, but yes, I did leave Facebook.
That would explain why you didn't post anything.
Yes. I got another 30-day ban for. See, somebody had noticed that all white people look the same, which is just a fundamental fact of reality. There was like this church choir guy, shaved head and a goatee. Therefore, he looks exactly like Matt Dillahunty. And I said, well, they both have goatees. How are we supposed to be able to tell which one's the evil one? No choice. We have to kill them both. Therefore, 30-day ban. Therefore, fuck it. I'm tired of Facebook. I'm gone forever.
Turkey is suffering from like terrible like wildfires right now.
Yes, and so is California probably. Just at a guess. I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing California's on fire.
I wouldn't be surprised with California. And hey, Tim, second Sunday of the month. Patreon.
You can join us, Tim. Get in here, I Talk High Teacher. Yes, California is also on fire.
It's August. At this point, it's just like we're going to have to like.
Oh dear, I froze.
Fucking hell, mate.
It's like
oh yep.
Like
there,
I'm
back.
eight
Okay,
balls,
good.
you shake it. Is California on fire? And it's just all yes answers.
Out
Yeah,
there
I'm going
you
to
go.
start a web page. Is California on fire? Yes.
I really because my my nephew and my younger niece live out in California with their mother, and I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to them.
Wait, do I have relatives in California? I have friends in California, but yeah, it's just like I don't know what like California is going to do with the forest fire somewhere.
Something else I heard about California. This is a couple of weeks old because I'm behind on my podcasts, but not related to fires at all. But they have set up like a $72 million fund to try and apologize to the victims of their, decades of forced sterilization.
Hmm.
Oh.
Hmm.
So California is the only state that has acknowledged that that's a thing they've ever done, and
Mhm.
they are trying to. They can't make it right, but they can at least give you money.
I mean, it's something. That's better than nothing, and it's at least recognizing it is also something better than nothing, I guess. But I'm not part of the community that got affected by that, so I'll let them speak on their thoughts on like this sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of things that can never be made right, did anyone else hear that the number of Indigenous children found under Canadian schools has crested over 5,000?
I'm shocked.
Mm.
This is
That's
my
more
shock take.
than some small towns.
That's a lot of people. It's just like
That's a lot of dead babies. That's you would think that the religious right would be upset about that.
Why would they be upset? Those are brown babies.
And
they were born.
And they were already born.
Yes, they only care about the lives of the babies when they're in a person with the uterus's womb.
They
It's
care
all-
about controlling.
I like the term uterati for people with uteruses.
Right, yeah.
It makes them sound powerful, like a secret council.
It's technically correct because it comes from Latin, right?
I believe so.
Uterati. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like it's not about life or whatever. It's about controlling people with wombs, who of course the religious right all think of as women.
Mm-hmm. Actually, since I learned about Paul Popenoe and his connection with James Dodds, I'm thinking it's more about white supremacy.
It can be both.
It can be both. Yeah, white supremacists love to control women. They think of women as property, and just as the evangelicals do.
Same thing with TERFs and their connection with white supremacy and fascism.
Oh yeah.
Although
Oh,
I
I saw the worst take on Twitter about it was something about I don't know if it was a TERF, but it might as well have been a TERF who said something about women competing in the Olympics should only be allowed to do so if they met this standard of femininity that was like over the top.
and they pretend to be feminists.
Only Jessica Rabbit
Yeah,
can participate
basically
in the Olympics.
only Jessica Rabbit. Oh. And it's like,
She'd have to take off those heels to compete. in the
No,
Olympics,
no,
but yeah.
participate in heels or not at all. If Ginger can and Fred can, then Jessica Rabbit in heels. Yes, javelin toss in heels. I think actually that would be pretty awesome.
I couldn't wear heels anymore, even if I wanted to. Balance issues.
Mm-hmm.
My laptop is actually balanced on my rollator seat right now.
I think the hardest one to do in heels would probably be like any of those that you have to spin in a circle and then throw things, like hammer toss or
Discus,
discus.
to some degree.
What's
Shot
the one?
put.
Just
Shot
that's
put.
it. Just straight throw.
There's
the
a
ball.
video floating around out there of somebody trying to do a deadlift in heels.
Ooh.
And actually, not even deadlift, but a jerk and clean, which is like the dumbest thing ever. And obviously, what immediately happened was that one of the
Shoes
heels
just
broke, and she
evaporated,
broke
yeah.
her goddamn ankle.
It's just like that train song from 2000. She wears high heels when she exercises. Ain't it beautiful? And as I not here, I'm singing the a white song from the early 2000s, late 90s.
Okay, since
Is
you
that
are
that
the
song
one
that
singing
goes-
the
that's-
white girl song, you
that the song
get
that
the pumpkin
starts with-
spice.
That song that starts with "She doesn't own a dress. Her hair
Yes.
is always a mess.
Yes.
Catch her stealing, she won't confess." I like that. That song's okay.
Yeah.
I'm listening to a lot of like pop music I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
It's comforting.
Yeah, that was in high school when that song came out.
I was, I think, in middle school.
Mhm.
I think it was 7th or 8th grade.
You fuckers
Oh,
are young.
was I ever that young?
Our innocence was not directly taken away from us, but we have to be aware of the world around us when it's There's a story why we don't have the Twin Towers anymore. And you
yeah.
played the history about that. It's
Yeah.
like,
Way to
Yeah.
bring the podcast down.
quote unquote fun story that actually happened the second week of my freshman year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't think that helped my mental health, especially since my school did fuck all for us. They didn't offer extra counseling or anything. We were just supposed to pretend it never happened. Well, not pretend it never happened, but like just get over it.
No, you have to be angry at Muslims now. That's the way you deal with it.
That wouldn't have flown at my school because I grew up and still live in one of the most ethnically diverse states in not states but counties in the state.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, that wouldn't have flown. There it was.
Or would it have flown back?
White liberalism.
Mm-hmm.
You must.
Being ethnically diverse means that you actually get to do the hate crimes because there are people around to do hate crimes.
Yeah, I've jokingly said that Montgomery County is the kind of place filled with white liberals who would have totally voted for Obama a third time if they could have, which means they can overlook their own problematic behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, remember people. Jordan Peele in like Get It Out was talking about you white liberals, you Karens.
I made a like a Twitter thread kind of. I was kind of just doing discourse about Disney movies because that's also my comfort now. But I was talking about Pocahontas and I said Pocahontas is like one of a long line of quote unquote anti-racist movies that is obsessively obsessed with coddling and not challenging their white audiences. And I said, all I can say is thank God for Jordan Peele. So yeah, it's like I don't know if executives in Hollywood understand this, but racism shouldn't make people feel comfortable. It shouldn't, because it's a bad thing, because it's like
I don't know. I mean, America's good and racism is America. So racism is good?
Is America good though? Is it?
Well, we have a pretty flag.
The flag is ugly.
It's not even that pretty.
That right there is a pretty flag. The non-binary pride flag, that's a pretty flag.
It's another state with a very ugly flag, Washington State. Just green background and then the Washington seal. That's it.
All state flags are... Actually, no.
I think my
South
state
Carolina
flag
has a
couple that are
surprisingly
pretty
pretty
good.
flag.
I think my state flag is kind of interesting.
Ellie, you're about to
I
say-
really like New Mexico's.
I haven't seen New Mexico's.
It's essentially just like a red, like kind of a mock-up between like a sun and a cross, and it's just on a white background, and it's very minimalist and nice.
Ellie, you were about to say something?
I don't remember what I was about to say. It's zoned
Sorry.
out a little bit.
Brain fog, it happens. Yeah, New
Yeah.
Mexico has the sunrise. Or no, Arizona has a sunrise. New Mexico
Oh, is it?
has what looks kind of like an indigenous design.
No, it makes sense for like New Mexico.
Some of the better flags up here are like the territorial flags, which are like Nunavut, Northwest Territories, and Yukon are some of my favorite ones. Anyway, I do like the Nova Scotia one too. It's an inverted Scottish flag. So instead of a blue background, you got a blue cross and a white background, and there's like a little symbol in the middle. So it's kind of nice. It's minimalistic too. So
Yeah, about 20 or 30 seconds from now, you'll be able to see the New Mexico flag on the YouTube stream. It's it's a sort of
I actually wanted to say something about the Danish flag. Our flag is kind of basic, but we put it on absolutely everything. And I bought an eggplant the other day, and there was Danish flags on the wrapper all over.
I always like
so
how
what
all the
you're
Nordic
saying
countries have
is
like the
that
same
dudes like
design
to
aesthetic.
tattoo the Denmark
Yeah.
flag on their penis.
Yeah,
Well, they're doing it wrong. There doesn't need to be a Danish flag on everything. Or on grapefruit. I fucked this up. There doesn't need to be Danish flag on eggplant. There needs to be eggplants on flags.
yeah.
Aubergines. There need to be aubergines on flags.
Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't know about
Wow,
those.
Hawaii has an ugly ass flag.
What was their flag before it
Of
became a
course,
state?
Because the colonizers.
I don't think they had a flag before they became a state. I think they were just a kingdom that had been conquered. And
Yeah,
then we made them a
that
state.
is right.
That's good.
Yeah,
One,
one-
yes.
But now their flag is basically here's a Union Jack and here's something to cause epilepsy.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Yeah, don't get me started with all the Union
That's a
Jacks on
lot.
other
Fucking
people's flags. You know, that's
Mhm.
Colonizing everything.
that always struck me as really stupid that all these all the former British, not all of them have like Australia, New Zealand have a British flag, like a little one on their flag. It's like their stamp of like, hey, we used to own you kind of thing.
So
you know?
Alabama and Florida both have the English flag. As in the
weird,
St.
man.
Andrew's Cross or something.
Yeah.
And
the St.
but Florida
George's
has
Cross.
their state seal in the middle of the cross.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't like what do you call it? State flags with state seals on it, because you can't just
Yeah.
quickly draw that. Wisconsin's
Yeah.
like that. It just it's
Idaho,
just our
New
state
Hampshire,
seal
Nebraska,
with-
Montana,
our state seal
Kentucky,
with
Missouri. God damn,
because
like a
background.
lot of them.
There were people in the 60s in Canada when we were deciding to make our own flag. There were people that actually wanted a British little flag, just like sort of like the other ones have. So, but we're like, no, we definitely don't want to have a little British flag on our flag. So I'm glad they decided not to go that way.
I really love the Oregon flag.
Speaking of bad things from Wisconsin, but ching.
Good segue.
What else?
Hey,
what other
stop.
bad thing is from here?
The flag.
Oh, our flag is good. It's meaningful. It's meaningful.
I know, but you
looks like
can't
it's
you
a
can't
crest.
easily reproduce it though. You'd have to draw out the entire crest. It's too busy.
E pluribus unum. Here's a plow. Here
No,
is
that's
mining
correct.
tools. Here's
Well,
an anchor.
I-
Why the fuck do you have an anchor?
we are two quarters or one half is some
Yes.
people might say surrounded by big bodies of water that are connected to the sea.
Wait, is that the
Oh,
Wisconsin flag?
Yeah,
Shouldn't it have like a block of cheese on it or something?
No, it has a cornucopia and
or like
a
that's
pyramid scheme.
racist.
you should just have like Tom. You should just have like the Green Bay Packers logo on your flag. You know, that's
Oh no, I'm no, that would be if you'd gotten me 2
Is that
years
a
ago, I would
Wolverine?
have said sure. Who's a Wolverine?
A Wolverine and
That's
two.
Michigan.
I think it's a badger actually.
It might be a badger, yeah.
Ours,
And two-
yeah.
Benedict Cumbersomes or whatever his name is.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh.
There was a YouTube user by the name of Ben My Dick Cumber Snatch.
Yeah, that guy. He
Also,
would always show up
Wisconsin
on
sports
different-
fans are very fickle. So
Mm.
right now, it's.
I think we can all
it's
agree
the
that
Bucks.
Oregon has the best flag. It's just
It is.
a beaver.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense for Oregon. Yes,
Hey, Oregon, that's our animal. Leave it alone.
we're close. We're
Well,
close.
I guess then the question is, what state is going to be the aubergine? Because that would be
That would have to be Florida.
well.
Aubergine, for those who
that's
don't
kinda-
know, is the European fancy word for eggplant.
Well,
Oh,
I used it because
yeah,
I used
that
it
makes
because Phoenix used it. She knows.
Mhm.
They know. I know.
She or they is fine. They is preferred, but you know.
Yeah, I'm old. Well, no, I'm not. I'm not that thing.
Okay,
But I am stuck in my ways.
It's okay. I got ma'amed at Trader Joe's by by a cashier younger than I was, and I just lightly said, "Please don't call me ma'am." And then he asked me what he should call. He apologized and asked
Citizen.
me to call me, and I said, "My name's Phoenix, so you can call me that."
I think we
Party.
should just default to saying "Hail, citizen" as a form of greeting.
Hail,
Uh,
citizen!
Yes, we're going to
how
have to
about-
shout it.
That's why I address my audience as "you beautiful beings," or now my precious little gremlins.
yeah, I can just see it now. The Chuz be like, not everybody's a citizen though, so we shouldn't call them.
They
They should be
be.
citizens because fuck
Yeah.
the white supremacists and their anti-immigration bullshit.
Yes. But unfortunately, we have we have told people don't come to America and sending people back. And
No. Now, why
Right,
would
right.
anyone come to America?
Because if you're going to have to suffer under colonial imperialism, then you might as well suffer in the heart of the colonial empire, where the
Okay.
wealth goes to.
All right, that makes sense. That makes sense.
mm-hmm. Jordan Jumpy, who's in California, we're sorry about the wildfires, even though we didn't cause it. My state California flag is so cool, but it's kind of like of the ugly of the bear. Of the ugly bear, it isn't really well drawn in my opinion. Yeah, I see. And yes, Mithra, we understand you apologize for the Union flag. There's still a lot. Yeah, it's fine. We accept your apology. We know that you're British.
You
I
Brits and your
can't.
apologies.
I can't look at the California flag and not think of the NCR flag. Just adding another head to the bear just makes it so much better.
Mm-hmm.
That
Okay,
three
yes,
initials instead of the word
bear.
California.
Fallout. Yes. Okay.
I should write a character in my new series who's a two-headed bear, but that's not really a mythical creature, so.
Mm-hmm. Yes, now at least Georgia a while ago and Mississippi recently have finally changed their flags because they had the Confederate battle flag in them.
Thank heaven.
Finally got rid of those things.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this is the first night Phoenix. Are you in your new place?
Oh yes. This is my living room in my new apartment. It's small, but it's good.
Yeah.
You know what I really hate though is that I can't afford to
White people.
redecorate it, so it's very bland. It's not me.
A lot of taupe.
It's just that's a decoration I have. Is the non-binary flag. It was $6 on Amazon.
FYI, you can help
That's
Phoenix
cool.
decorate their new place by giving Phoenix money.
Yes, please
Yes.
do.
Give Phoenix money.
And I'm a struggling single parent of an adorable cat who is not in this room right now.
Oh, I was about to ask.
He's probably either asleep on the windowsill in my room or asleep on my bed.
Or on the door.
Yeah, I was wondering where you were going with that for a second there, John. I
Yeah.
was like, by sending Phoenix flags.
Yeah.
Give her enough
He's very-
them enough flags.
Archimedes is a very gifted cat. He jumped up onto the like curtain rod over my patio door, and then this past week he jumped on top of the cabinets way up high, and I'm just like, this is a very gifted cat.
Mhm.
All cats are gifted. Some are more gifted
Yeah.
than others.
Yeah.
Yeah, some cats
so-
can just
so-
jump
so-
amazing.
Some of their
also-
gifts are not agility.
Yeah,
The best part is he eats spiders.
to lick their own ass. I guess that's
spiders who come while I sleep and suck on my neck, lay their eggs in my brain. So he's a very good cat.
He's a very good cat for eating spiders. Yes. Yes. How many spiders do we eat almost every time?
We don't.
Like,
That's a
sleep?
lie.
Okay, that's good to know because PC.
I mean,
Mine
think
should be
about it.
upset that
Spiders
we
don't
eat
want to
spiders.
be eaten.
Yes.
They would, and we're not actively trying to eat them while we're asleep. Therefore, we don't.
Yeah,
Spiders
the
don't-
world really
spiders
eats
don't wanna be
spiders,
eaten,
for
then
sure.
why do male spiders mate with female spiders? Because a lot of spider species, apparently, the female eats the male after they mate.
Again, that's
Not all of
another
them,
one of those
but-
myths. The male does have to worry about being eaten by the female before mating. But then after mating, they can run away.
So playing hard to get in some ways before the meeting.
It's not like
starts.
they just hang out and wait to be eaten.
John is myth busting today. He's
Yes.
looks like one of the guys from
There's
Mythbusters.
a lot of.
I know it's
biology
not
that's
spiders, but ironically, I just heard an interesting fact about bees that apparently when after male drones mate with the queen, their testicles explode and it kills them.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
But I bet for the male drones, it was worth it.
I don't know anything about that in particular. I
I
suspect
could
it's not
believe
true.
that because
World
feels-
of insects.
it feels like an explosion,
The world
inside
of
of you.
It's like a sneeze,
world
only
of
better.
insects and arachnids is very, very cursed.
And a lot of spider babies eat their moms as a way of getting a jump,
Julie!
get ahead in life.
Really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
ahead in thorax.
I don't remember that happening in Charlotte's Web.
I don't remember that either.
I think almost exclusively, female insects are much bigger than the male counterparts. I think there's some exceptions to that, but usually they're much bigger.
But the
That's
males
why-
are often fancier.
Yeah,
When,
it's like ducks. Like male ducks are usually more colorful than the female ones.
No, true for
Yeah.
a lot of bird
That's
species,
true for
actually.
birds
Yeah.
as well. in
Pretty
general.
sure all birds are that way.
Oh, okay, so
Oh.
all birds
Hi,
are.
Julie.
Oh, you are there.
Julie.
Hi,
It's
hi,
it's an
Julie.
interesting dynamic.
Yeah,
honestly.
John said hi to me and you all ignored me.
I didn't.
That's because I'm a good person
I,
and they're
I
all
heard
male
him. I
Nazis.
just we were talking about.
He,
Everyone was
he
already
lied-
talking.
He lies a lot though, and it's hard to know whether or not. And you weren't up on the list.
And why should we listen to John Brockman? He's a cishet white guy.
That is a fair point. That is a good
wait. Fuck it.
Jonathan also just he made an argument against himself right there too. You know.
Jonathan is not cis.
Oh, okay.
Gender,
And,
for me, gender is yes, but like what the gender is, sometimes it's male, but sometimes
Although
it's just like, I don't know.
you're still a white guy though, so
Yeah,
just
I'm
take
so
that much-
white. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just take that
Oh,
apart. Dude.
This talk about like insects and stuff reminded me of like my response to people who say, "Please touch touch grass." I just say like, "No, I will not touch grass because bugs fart in it."
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, one time someone actually asked me like, can insects fart? And I said, well, I guess, but and then I Googled it and found an article that basically said yes they can.
Yes, we can.
Don't do
It
that.
was an interesting article, I have to say.
When I was like at the bar drinking water because I wasn't drinking alcohol at the time, I drank it later. It's like, and someone said to me, "You know that like fishes sit and pee in that, right?" I was like, "Yes, I know." I continue drinking.
Republicans pee in the United States. They wipe their ass with the Constitution. I mean, these things happen.
It's weird how they can simultaneously praise something and also wipe their ass with it at the same time. But conservatives do a lot of hypocritical.
Fascists
I know-
are inconsistent.
Yeah.
I now want to produce fancy toilet paper it has the text of the United States Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, and because it's rich and it's fancy,
What?
you know there would be some rich like Republicans that will buy that.
But
Well,
like,
only if it's printed on parchment.
but what is the point of decorative toilet paper? You use it for one thing. Well, two
Just gotta
things.
put
No,
Dang,
no,
you know.
you can use it for
You're
two
thinking you
things.
also
I
use it to
also
blow your
sometimes pick
nose.
my nose with it or clean my glasses. So that's three things.
Toilet paper is also a very effective cat toy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've lost toilet paper to Archie.
It's a fairly inexpensive one too. So
That and paper towels. I'm just like, sometimes I'll hear him just thumping on the ground at night, and I'm just like, what is that cat doing? And I'll find him messing up my roll of paper towels, and it's like, I'm just like, Archimedes, Tiberius, Lee, give me that.
oh, they was
I
Tiberius,
found out
that's
if I
awesome.
knock this around, it opens up and it becomes
Tiberius
bigger.
Lee. I love it.
Yes, I gave him a middle name purely so I'd sound angry when I yelled at him.
And you named
Yeah,
him. You middle named him after James Tiberius
James
Kirk?
T. Kirk. Yeah.
Actually, I middle named him after the villain from Atlantis, who also has that middle name, which isn't stated in the movie, but it's like in like the backstory, and I'm just like, one day I was just like, that's a cool
Atlantis, the Disney movie.
name. Yes, which I love, which I actually thirst over both the villains from it, the commander and his henchwoman.
That movie is full of lesbians. Just FYI.
I would let her cross my glasses with her pelvis. Oh no! There I go again. I'm sorry.
That's like one
Up to the horny dungeon.
of the Disney films I feel like doesn't get a lot of love. Honestly, like it's kind of
It kind of
forgotten by a lot of
disappeared.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's one of those
I-
like '90s ones that didn't get really remembered by a lot of people.
Yeah.
just like Rescuers from Down Under. Rescuers from Down Under is a
Oh,
fantastic movie.
That was my childhood. That was like my first intro to animal rights. That was
Yeah, but because it did not do well at the box office, Disney's like, okay, we'll forget about it.
it was
But
against
it had a
Home Alone.
sequel.
That's part of why.
Okay, wait. Jonathan's wearing a suit shirt. We have to mock him.
I am actually.
You look very dapper.
Oh, because The Rescuers had a sequel
What
called The
a
Rescuers Down
nerd.
Under.
Mhm.
Well, the first Rescuers was not that good.
It had a porn in
It's
it.
depressing. It's just sad. Like this horrible
it's-
woman is being mean to this poor little girl, and I just want to.
Yes.
And it's weird because like the animation style of the main characters doesn't change, but the Rescuers is probably, besides like no, I can't, the Black Cauldron, probably the ugliest Disney animated movie, followed
The
by
Black Cauldron's awesome.
probably the prettiest.
Yes.
For the longest time, The Rescuers Down Under is so pretty.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that was one
I'm
of my favorite
surprised-
childhood Disney
I'm
movies.
surprised I haven't watched it on Disney Plus yet. It is on my list, though.
It's like
hello.
I feel like it's less depressing than the first one, but I think they put more levity into it, and I think the animation is much better.
I regret that the evil poacher didn't die by getting stabbed in the neck with some animal's antlers. Like I saw that in Get Out, and I'm just like, that's how every hunter in a movie should die.
Yeah, exactly.
And my brothers were just like, when I said that this is the best death ever, they just looked at me like, something's wrong with you, Phoenix.
I don't like movies when animals wear clothes.
That's an odd complaint.
I
Ever
like-
since
I don't like
it's not a
movies where
complaint.
people
It's
wear
just
clothes.
ever since I was a child. It has
So
I
Julie
found
prefers
it
her
weird.
animals naked. She's a pervert.
Ooh,
Yes.
Oh,
cat
That was a
butt.
cat
no, as a friend.
backside.
And also, in real
Cat
life,
butt.
if someone put clothes on a cat, I want to punch them in the face.
So you kind of hate Zootopia, I guess, maybe, just for example.
I
So you're an anti-furry.
Or an anti
Why
Omega
did I
verse
come?
person.
Oh no.
We're your friends.
Oh, you're not. You're mean.
If the
I'm not
conversation
saying-
up to this
I'm not
point
saying
is
anything.
because the animals weren't wearing clothes.
Well, then you might, Julie. Then you might like Home on the Range. Because all the animals in that are farm animals, so them wearing clothes would be kind of impossible.
I'm sorry, I can't hear anything anyone's saying because that cat is adorable.
She is.
Hello, kitty.
She's very
Yeah, that
cute.
Oh, look at
that's a movie.
Julie's
deserves more
cat.
Credit.
Stop torturing me with your cats.
You have a cat now. You're
No, it's not my cat. It's Mylene Cat.
all cats belong to
Yeah.
themselves. Let's be honest.
and Julie.
Yeah,
They're autonomous free citizens of the world.
yeah, Julie. You should feel relieved. Archie's not in this room. He's probably in my room, either sleeping in my closet or on my bed or on the windowsill.
So Archie's gay.
Archie's gay because he's in the closet.
Sometimes in
possibly.
the closet.
Don't you criticize my gay son. He's beautiful.
No, I'm not.
He'll come out when he's ready.
Yeah.
The closet is a criticism of society, not of the people.
Yeah, I realized at first I wondered like why is this cat so obsessed with the closet? Then I realized it's probably really cool in there.
It's quiet. It's safe. It's like a little den. It's a nest.
It's dark. He pulls down my clothes so he can lay on them. There is like a light in the closet that I can turn on if I need more light. But other than that, like I don't keep that light on all the time. I don't even really turn it on at all. My room is kind of depressing because there's no like overhead light in there.
Oh, that's a weird
I have
design.
lots of lamps.
I
though,
hate
so-
overhead lights
Okay.
personally.
Yeah, like there's the lights. The installed lights in my place are really bright. I like to have them on. Honestly, I have like lamps and other things.
Mhm.
besides
I'm
that.
afraid of the dark. Okay,
That's fair. That's
Oh, yeah,
totally
I
fair.
totally
The
understand that.
dark.
Who's afraid of the dark? How messed up is that?
Because no.
Are
I
you a
mean,
fan
you know
of
what you
Iron
find in the
Maiden?
dark? Cops. So makes sense. Cops hide in the dark. That's what they do.
I mean, they wear all
Oh,
black usually, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I saw a cop car in my neighborhood. I'm just like, does that cop live here, or are they just
Probably not in America for the
Going-
most part. They don't live even in the same town.
Cops
usually,
live in
so-
apartment complexes.
Yeah,
There's
that's-
always one
I,
cop
I,
in every apartment complex.
I kind of live in the hood, like the closest Montgomery County has to the hood. Like
Well,
downtown
that's why you
Spring.
would find a cop there. They only ever hang out in
Yeah,
bad neighborhoods.
yeah, my dad when he and my mom visited when I first moved in, he was just kind of like you shouldn't. You're probably too good to live in this neighborhood. He said something along those lines. I'm just like, I don't think so. Most of my neighbors are real nice who I've talked to. A lot of older people, a lot of families with young kids. It's
I was about to say most people are nice, but then you said old people. So I mean,
Oh yeah. Some of them
You're
are.
going there. You're going there. Huh? All right. I guess that's fair. I got you earlier.
I
John,
kinda think one of the-
are you trying to
Yes.
misspell Mylin's name on purpose?
probably.
Oh my god!
Yes, Malign.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that and I thought
I'm all out of coffee.
I'm going to tell her, and she's going to stop being a patron. You're not nice.
It's a patron show.
So you're
She
saying
can
she's
come in
going to
and
be
tell us.
deliberately malign toward us?
You're an asshole.
We never
yeah,
malign anybody on this podcast.
we're getting that. We're taking a vote at the end of this.
Yay, direct democracy.
Oh, it's like Survivor now. We're gonna vote someone off the the Zoom
Oh.
call.
Off the patron.
Oh, we have to figure out how to get Zoom links, but other than that, vote them off. Yeah, vote them off the air.
Put him like the Patreon only Zoom call room or something.
You
But
have
yes,
a very needy cat, Joe.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, this usually isn't the sweet one. This is the jerk that likes to play by biting.
Oh, that's a
She-
cat.
Well, he's like-
She is being
Um,
very sweet right now.
That's a
Well, that's
Nobody will be able to
she
see
knows
it.
Julie's
Like-
here.
That cat's like my nephew. He likes to pinch everybody. It's like a way of
Oh,
saying
dear.
hello.
Like she
Yeah.
was.
Oh,
Your
we
nephew's
we have
a
a-
dick.
He's like a year, 14 months now. Pardon me.
Mm.
Anyway,
We have a little
Um,
tower.
but he's really strong. Like he's very big for his age. He
Well,
started
I mean,
walking.
they have
Cat
more
or the
leverage when they're
nephew?
small.
Yeah, but he's just a really big baby all around, big toddler.
Yeah.
I think he weighs like close to.
Okay, the
40
nephew
pounds.
then.
At least you get to see your nephew. I miss mine.
Wait.
He lives in a different province. Actually, I don't see him that
Babies
often.
are
to be
Oh,
honest,
oh,
but-
oh, nephew! I thought you were talking. I thought we were talking about cats, and I was saying,
Oh.
No, my-
cat that learned to walk
I've
at
seen
10
like
months.
Wait, if a
Jesus
cat can
Christ.
pinch, then a
was
cat can
also-
open
is
cans. And if
also
a cat can open
really
cans, we're
like that
fucked.
cat is. But,
Yeah. About cats, like Archie's favorite thing to do is like when I'm lying in bed, which I kind of am a lot. 'cause
No.
I'm
Okay.
always sore.
Move your belly
He'll
a
like
little.
try to bite my feet under the blanket when he sees them moving around. I'm just like, Archie, don't do that.
Yeah.
That's
we have
not
a
going
little,
to work. He'll keep doing it.
We have a little
Yeah.
tower by a doorway, and I was walking by, and she was like laying down, and her paw was out, and she like reached out for me as I was passing. I'm like, oh, I'll go near her, and she just bites my arm. I'm like, the hell?
Snack, treats, meat. Hey, meat, come here.
Pray,
Meat, come here.
pray.
I want a
Yeah,
cat
pray,
now.
pray.
The only time Sasha ever even pretends to be affectionate is when he's hungry. Otherwise, he
Yeah.
is totally Wesley's cat. Wesley is my dog.
Aw.
So that's a hierarchy then. Is like Sasha.
Yes,
Wesley,
and I
you.
need to abolish my apartment because of that.
Abolish hierarchies, right?
I would describe Archie as being affectionate, but like still a cat. So like, still a young cat. So he's like into everything, including things that could hurt him, which drives me up the wall. And that's why I decided last night, like, he needs to sleep in the bathroom until he's older.
Till he's at least a little less naughty.
He hates that. He like last night when I put him in the bathroom, he just meowed like sadly at me. Like it's like the what I call the "Mother, why hadst thou abandoned me?" kind of meowing. And I'm just
Singing the song of his people.
I'm just saying to myself, don't Ben Phoenix, just leave him there. He's doing this because he knows you'll cave. Don't do it. Don't let him out. And thankfully I didn't. I was tired. I was really tired, and it was like almost 2 a.m, so I went to sleep.
My cat is actually right here next to me, but she wants to jump on my lap, but she's reluctant to, for some reason. But she's an older.
Lazy.
She just doesn't want to be on the internet.
Yeah,
She wants you to go to the effort of picking her up and putting you in her lap to prove she's the queen.
Yeah, Merlin used to do that too.
Archie is already on the internet because I share pictures of him all the time.
Yeah.
Ethel from Essence of Thought actually made put a communist filter over his image when I complained that he had drunk my water out of my cup.
Comrade cat.
Don't you mean our cup? And I replugged it with like a quotes like as if Archie was saying it's like sharing is praxis, mother, if you didn't know.
Not when I need that to survive, cat.
My cat is a communist.
Yeah.
I couldn't be prouder. I just wish he would drink out of my damn water.
So that's so cute, that cat. The way.
Yes, I am just loving Joe's cat right now.
Well, what's the cat's name?
This is Pokey.
Pokey.
Did you name her after the Gumby horse?
Or the jail?
What an obscure reference.
Or the road.
Yes, that is.
No, actually, they're not my cats. They're my roommate's cats. I just let them on my bed so they hang out sometimes.
That's nice. I guess maybe I shouldn't talk because I named Archimedes after the owl from the Sword and the Stone.
That's
since I was like
I saw that dog walk by the
like 6 years old. But I heard the name and I'm just like I heard the name when I was older and I'm just like that is a really good name for a familiar. If I get a cat, if they're male, I'll name them that.
And Merlin named his familiar Archimedes.
They were named after, or they were named on their way home from the the
shelter.
No, house that they lived at. This one was poking her paws through the cage the whole time, and the other one is called Rumbles, and she's called that because she is a purring machine.
I just realized I have a gray streak in my beard that goes all the way down.
Nice.
Oh no! What a nightmare!
I think it makes me look distinguished.
I've had a gray streak in my hair since I was 12, and it's only gotten bigger.
So you're like, what's her name? Elvira.
Oh.
I like that. My chest is about the same size as hers, which I kind of hate.
Are you spooky?
Oh yeah, that's why I hate this bland white room. I want to doff it out.
On the other hand, like Rogue, do you suck the life out of people? Can you destroy them with a touch?
I don't know.
That would be awesome.
You'll have to ask my little brothers. They might tell you what I do.
What's been happening this past week to everyone? How's everyone been?
My daughter was born last Sunday, so she's a week old now.
Congratulations.
What's her name? Or
So,
it's okay if you don't want to share that.
No, I'll say the first name. So her first name it's Irem. It's an Arabic name. We kind of went with that
Irem.
because my wife has an Arabic name as well.
It's sort of pretty.
Well, not being Arabic herself, but she's kind of Persian from that part of the world. Not Iranian, one of the other Persian peoples. But yeah.
Persia was big.
That's a pretty name. It's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there are two singers in Turkey that have that first name who are also both women, but yeah, but that's
Like,
about it.
Turkish
So that means that Mehmet is your daughter's
Yeah.
godfather,
Oh, I wish she was here
obviously.
right now. Yeah, there are two, like, I'm not sure what genres they do, but there are two female music artists in Turkey that have that first name that are famous, and that's about it for people with that name of any note at all. So I'm
If
hoping
they are
she'll
pop
do something
singers, it's
good.
doubtful that Mehmet knows them, though.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just my wife found the name because we were looking for them, and I googled it, and they came up, and they're the only two people that are any kind of fame with that name, and I just read they're both singers in Turkey of some kind. I didn't really know the genre.
I like Arabic names. They're very pretty.
Yeah.
Arabic female names. Arabic male names are nice too, but yeah, female names are really beautiful.
My middle name is a Arabic one.
That's nice. Yeah.
My father was Muslim.
I didn't want to go with like a white person name because there's enough of that in our family and in our society. So
because I changed my name anyway. I gave myself a Swahili middle name. I have two middle names. One of them is Swahili for faith. Imani.
Nice.
Oh, Imani, yeah, I always like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix, Willow, Imani Lee. Willow is what my mom wanted to name me when I was born, but her family talked her out of it. And I kind of wish she had named me that. It's a nice name. It's a nature name. It better fit me.
Yeah.
Which she came to realize too when I was an adult. When I became an adult, she realized, this is definitely a Willow.
There's, I think actually one of my nieces is named Willow.
It's cute.
There was a gay witch named Willow.
My parents kind of felt insulted when I changed my name. And
from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I was like, I have to be honest, I really started to hate my name because it was very like bougie sounding. And it didn't fit me at all.
Also, Willow...
Marty. Marty says she's changing her name again.
Oh,
really?
Oh.
Cool.
Willow's also the name of one of the more interesting Val Kilmer movies from his filmography. Just kind of.
Yeah,
that's a real obscure movie reference. Yeah.
One time I said to my dad that I was kind of relieved that mom didn't name me Willow because I remember in school a lot. I was a really
Shut up, Marty.
I was a sensitive.
Oh,
kid. I cried
Marty.
a lot. And I was teased a lot by kids, and they would have said, "Oh, you're gonna cry now, weeping Willow." And my dad said, "They wouldn't have been clever enough to think of that. You'd be clever enough, but not them." And I was just like, "Oh, well, thanks, Dad. Rare compliment."
Marty, changing your name to Karen.
She's stupid. You're stupid, Marty.
Karen.
I can see it though. I can see it.
Usually change their name to Karen.
I mean,
Like,
you have complaints to the manager.
Stereotype, I just always thought Karen was kind of a boring name.
It is, but I kind of feel sorry.
It's a basic white bitch name.
For nice women who are named Karen.
My mom has a friend named Karen. My mom actually says she's surprised that the stereotype is of white women because all the Karens she's ever known are black.
Really?
Yeah, that's what she said.
I only know white
I guess
Karens.
you can blame that woman in Central Park who called the cops on that guy who was just bird watching for
who was like
that's probably where it came from.
That's where it originates, honestly, just from that story that
so her name was Karen, and she's calling 911, threatening to call 911. I've been assaulted by an African American man. That shows she would be the person that would vote for Obama for a third time if she was able to.
Did she live in a blue state? Because
that was New York.
Yeah, it happened in New York City, didn't it? I think, yeah.
I remember that woman. Was she Karen?
I think she was Karen. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah,
And she
her,
wasn't calling the
remember-
cops on him because he was bird watching. She was calling the cops on him because he was saying, "Oh my God, you were assaulting your dog."
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I
She
thought that
was mean
happened
to her dog.
afterwards.
Okay,
I
because I
can't
thought like
remember.
because you can see she's like really manhandling the dog in the video, the famous
Mhm.
video
I
that
think
launched
they
a
took
thousand
her.
Karen ships. But
I
yeah.
think they
Wait,
took
she
the
was
dog
manhandling
away.
his dog?
no, her
No,
dog.
No,
her
she,
dog.
her dog.
Oh.
It was what kind of dog was it?
She was
I don't think it
basically like holding the dog up by its neck.
It was a pretty
Yeah.
big dog. Like it was
Yeah.
not
Yeah, I
a small
hope
dog.
It was
they
like
took the
collie-sized
dog
dog.
away.
They did.
But
They did. And she was
she
on
the
a.
one? Was she the one who did CBD for animals too? Didn't she have a
I think
business?
she
Or was it,
was.
or was it
Yeah.
someone
I
else?
think she worked for
Really?
Price Waterhouse Cooper, like the financial hedge fund people.
Okay, yeah.
That's
yeah.
who she worked for, I think. But
Yeah.
Okay, I've gone.
and I think she got canned too, actually, because of that. But,
Yes, she did get canned. I remember that.
Apparently, she was on a show recently with Barry Weiss.
oh God, I hate her so much. She's so
I-
gross.
Barry White. Weiss means white in German.
In German. Yep.
No,
God,
So she's
Ja,
actually called
ich wusste.
Barry White.
ich wusste.
That's funny.
She-
Very
she's one-
white.
She's one of those American Jews that really goes hard into Israel, like the defending of Israel. She's like
Yeah.
that kind of like gross person.
But
Yeah.
Karen on the recent show with Barry Weiss said she doesn't regret it. She defended. She said she'd do it again because she felt threatened.
Poor
Yeah,
thing.
I did. See
Well,
that
of
Because
course
he
she
was
did.
black,
She was
and-
a white
Yeah.
woman
Oh, of course
talking
she
to a
would,
black
anyway.
man. Obviously, she had to be scared.
In the Ramble in Central Park.
So also, just a reminder, Barry
Rumble
Weiss is
in
the
the
person
park.
who complained about getting. I get canceled from the New York Post because they didn't because I quit basically. 'Cause
Minority had the gall to
She's just-
tell her what to do.
she's so like full of shit, and it's just so.
Yeah, the F Barry Weiss. We use Barry Weiss to tweets in like Fast Fisties, haven't we?
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
We, John, you mean?
We the royal.
yeah.
Hey, hey,
The Royal
He-
we.
Jonathan's just seizing the memes of production.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Always.
She lost
Wouldn't.
interest.
No more Pokey. Or at least not for now. My uncle's a young Earth creation, so he could be a Karen. Yeah. Creationist.
Oh, by the way, Joe, what does your shirt say? I'm
Oh.
trying to read it. And
Let's see if I can.
No,
get it
you're
fully.
right. Let's do it the dumbest way possible because it's easier for you.
that's a white man mantra, isn't it?
Oh,
Oh,
look who's decided to join me.
As Pokey left us, Archie.
It's
joins us.
Archimedes.
Archimedes.
One cat at a time. Them's the rules.
He's
Archie
he's
is
having
a
his
very
face on
pretty
the handle of
tuxedo
my
cat.
bowl here.
Yep, I can see like someone having fun.
Does
with
your computer have like handholds?
No. She has her They have their laptop on her roller, or like
for later.
Wheels walker?
My walker's
Walker.
seat.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you gotta use what you can.
Yeah.
You're rolling with my laptop.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It comes in handy when I want to like listen to YouTube while I'm like cooking or cleaning dishes,
Mm-hmm.
doing laundry.
Oh, by the way, I saw the movie Black Widow last night.
Oh, cool.
You.
Oh yeah.
I
What
don't,
did you
I
think of
don't
it?
want to know about it.
Starjo.
Okay.
No, it's Starjo.
It's only okay.
I hope that woman
Yeah.
dies.
Yeah,
Honestly.
well,
Well,
Scar.
she will eventually because that's what people do.
No,
It-
but
Okay,
quickly,
Julie.
I
Unless
mean,
they're Mitch McConnell or
Yeah.
those fuckers live forever.
Mhm.
Well,
And how
that's
do you
the
feel
lizard
Donald
blood.
Rumsfeld being dead?
Thank God, and we'll have to make sure to do a ghost exorcism on the grave to make sure that Donald Rumsfeld finally leaves this plane of existence.
Exorcism
It's-
means pissing and shitting on his grave.
Yeah. It's the
Right,
biggest
right,
party I
right.
had in a long time
It's
until
great to
Dick
introduce
Cheney and
us,
George
though.
W. Bush die. Then I'll have a bigger party than that one.
Yep.
There's still a lot more people
Oh, and
that need to die. as well.
Kissinger.
Yes, Samuel Kissinger still needs to die.
That will be the
Yeah.
biggest party probably because that guy's the most disgusting person on the face of the earth, pretty much. But
Mhm.
Well, yeah, well, there are a lot of them. My person. If we're throwing in our personal best, Trump is still there for me at the top because he's still the most currently dangerous.
You're doing a list of war criminals now.
Poor criminals.
Well,
Here's
yeah.
the list of
As
people
well-
I would slap if I ever met them in person.
I didn't want Obama to that list.
Because I mean, Harry Kissinger is the greatest living war criminal in the world right now, bar
Yeah.
none, probably.
Well,
Living.
because Mary Warcroft is dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's still alive. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm actually really pissed about Obama because, like,
Yep.
picture if you will, 21-year-old Phoenix, who is voting in their first presidential election. They have a chance to vote. They cast their vote for the possible first Black president. They cast their vote. He wins, and then early 20s Phoenix watches him drone civilians, approve the torture of whistleblowers, and all this other shit. And like seeing no anti-war protesters and people staying quiet, I'm just like, and imagine how disillusioned little Phoenix would be.
Yep.
We have been joined by the wolf.
Yes, the wolf is
Hello,
awake.
Debbie.
Taffy the wolf is in the chat.
Oh,
Very
Oh.
pathetic.
oh. Can't.
That was cringy as fuck, babes.
I can't.
Not
I'm not wolf-like.
not just you, Tom. The others as well.
That's right. Oh, mommy.
Well, it's not a full moon. Otherwise, I'd be fine.
To be human is to be cringe. That's what I always
No.
say.
Cringe culture is dead. I'm so tired of people describing everything as cringe.
That's what I mean though. Like, because people are just living people do cringy things.
You better stay away from him. He'll rip your lungs out, Jim. I'd like to meet his tailor. Ow, werewolves of London.
Oh god, that was
and cop-
cringy too.
Archimedes just bit me. He grabbed my arm and bit it.
He's a cat. You obviously were doing something wrong. It's your fault. Shame on you.
Either that or you were salty and delicious. One of those two.
None of my cats ever bit me. I don't know what you do to your cats.
I didn't do anything.
Stop acting
to him.
like praise.
I was just petting him, and he just grabbed my arm and bit it.
Yeah, he didn't want you to pet him.
That's just his way of letting you know he's done.
Yep, he is done. He's on the floor right now. He's just like,
And stop petting me.
Mother, you and your friends bored me. I'm leaving. You take that. Yep.
Merlin used to lick my hand when he was done with me. It was a warning. It meant, careful, if you don't stop now, I'll bite. And I always stopped. So
It's
I
not,
was
like
never
hard,
bit.
it's not like they're hard bites. They're like little bites.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like the bites he gives my feet when he attacks them under my blanket.
Yeah, when they're under your blankets, they're not feet. They're prey.
Fuzzy prey.
I had to resort to putting something minty on my feet when Luna was younger because she would bite me and it actually helped to deter her from biting my feet, but
Yeah, they don't like the smell of mint.
no. But she still bites me, and it's because I try to cut her nails, and she hates that.
No, Archimedes, stop. He's trying to join the brake cable of my walker.
But my
Yeah,
cat
cats
is
get
also-
overstimulated when you pet them too much, and then they get
Right.
disturbed. It upsets them.
Relatable. That's how I would get at huge family gatherings when I was a little kid.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's
But you're not allowed to bite grandma, so
it wasn't even just my grandma. I mean, she would throw the parties. Like she loved to have like parties with 40 of her closest friends, but it was like all her friends and like all my family members who I saw less often who would just be cooing over me when I was like 5, 6 years old. And like when you're 5 or 6 years old, like relatives you don't see a lot. Yeah, they're family, but to you they're strangers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know them. You're just terrified. You're just like, everyone, please leave me alone.
That's why
And also the noises and the lights and the having to socialize, and everybody keeps looking you in the eye for some reason. And you just need to go to a dark room and lay down for a while.
Yeah.
And also the whole go shake and uncle whatever's name hand, and it's like, why? If kids don't want to shake someone's hand, don't make them.
That's
at least they let you just shake their hands instead of making you hug them.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's so good. It took me a second to process your joke.
I even think about like how women in my family, including like women I saw a lot, like my mom, my aunt, to some degree, how they'd mess with my hair, like put it in like styles I didn't like buns or French braids.
Mm-hmm.
And I almost wonder if I shaved part of my head partially just to have control over it. Just like no, this is my hair. I will shave a third of it off if I want to. Keep your hands off.
Also give yourself the queer haircut. Taking 1 foot out of heteronormativity, like doing the queer hokey pokey, trying to turn everyone else around.
Yeah.
What?
I got that from a poem.
Yeah, there are times I feel more feminine than not. Like yesterday, I wore a skirt. But I wore bicycle shorts under it because I still felt like sitting comfortably.
My what was about what? The side cut is supposed to be a non-binary cut.
No,
it's also gay as fuck.
A queer haircut.
No, it's not. Every girl I know did that in the 90s. Stop it.
It's a way of saying, look at me, I'm different. I'm not a typical girl. I'm not conforming to the normal.
Every single girl I knew in the 90s in my school.
You knew long.
Yeah, well, you were in France. France is gay as fuck anyway.
Julie,
everything about France is gay.
Are you sure that every girl you knew in the 90s wasn't queer?
I'm sure. Oh God, I'm sure. You don't know where I grew up.
My relationship with the word girl is complicated. Well, I'm an adult.
France is definitionally gay.
But
Let's just
also,
the women I'm talking about were 14. I think girl applies.
In the context
like,
of time, yeah.
I'll tell people I'm not a girl, I'm not a woman, but I don't mind being called one, like whatever. Even though I'm really not. But never call me ma'am.
Call me what you want, just don't call me late for
other
dinner.
women call me girl. If a man call me girl, he gets my knee in his balls.
Exactly.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's why I don't go out.
Not all men have balls.
That's why I don't go.
Yeah, those who don't can call me girl.
I think I told people on Twitter I got young man the other day in the store.
I saw your tweet.
How did it make you feel? I think I missed that tweet.
I was so happy. I almost started to cry a little bit because I was so surprised that it happened. But I think it was I had just cut my hair, which is very short at the moment. And then I was wearing my little coat and my binder. And of course I wasn't speaking. So I got young man, which was so great, and it made my entire week. And I wonder if it will make my month.
That's nice.
That's awesome.
Once you have your mastectomy, you are going to get it every day.
Yeah, I think so. And once I get a deeper voice, that will also help a lot.
I mean, voices are tricky because there are
my voice is already
who have
I wanted
lighter voices.
Yeah.
Yeah, something is my boobs. Like they're very big, and I have mixed feelings about them.
Yeah, I'm a cis girl and I fucking hate my boobs, so I get it.
And I can't really bind because like I can't do it for more than 20 minutes. I have a binder, but I can't wear it more than 20 minutes. I'll sometimes bind with a sports bra and like a tank top underneath. That gets uncomfortable too. And I don't want to get top surgery because I'm very nervous about knives being close to vital organs, like the ones in your chest.
Yep.
You are not alone in that. A lot of people have
Just
trouble
like-
with.
Just like, So it's easier in hoodie season when I can just wear my hoodie, which if I put my hood up and I'm just seen from behind a little bit, I can like look more androgynous.
So many like trans and NB books love the hoodies because like if they're like a trans man but having to have the top surgery, then they can hide their boobs, or if they're like a trans woman that haven't got their boobs yet, they can hide the fact that they don't have any. So it's like the hoodies are almost like and also when they're in the egg stage, like it haven't yet fully transitioned or something like that, haven't yet gotten surgery. That's where they can just like hide themselves when they feel like they're not how they don't like the way they look, as it were.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to leave you, babes. I'm
not
not
cold.
feeling so great right now.
Yeah.
I know it. I came in late and it's early, but
You are
I'm gonna do
literally
the
the
same
worst.
thing in a
I
little
hate
while,
you. Ugh.
yeah.
It was
Late to the
good
party
good to talk to
first
you at
act.
least anyway, for a while.
I
Nice
didn't
talking
talk
to
a
you,
lot.
Julie.
But
Yeah.
Peace and love.
see you soon. Have
Hi,
a
Julie.
good
Bye.
show.
Bye, Julie.
Enjoy yourselves, and
Big A do
I
crimes.
don't know what to. I love you. That's what was missing.
Kiss you, babe.
Au
Words.
revoir.
How do they work? I'm going to go to bed now.
Au revoir.
Chicken.
Bye.
Sleep
Bye
well.
bye.
Arrivederci.
Fun away.
That's actually in fact Tevi the Wolf is of like Satoshi Takashira, who created a Pokemon, is autistic, which gives more context to the trainer saying our eyes meet. That means you want to battle. Eye contact is aggressive. As it
That
were.
makes sense.
That totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, humans are
I always
weird
thought that was
that
kind
way.
of an aggressive thing in that game, but yeah, that makes sense now.
I mean,
Yeah.
most animals avoid eye contact. Humans require it. What the fuck?
As a
We're
child,
backwards
I-
and stupid, and I
We're
hate
not
us.
like other animals, though.
We're not animals. We're people. We have. Wait, no. Wait, no. We have.
Monkeys with pants. All we are is monkeys with pants.
Yeah, I'm wearing leggings, so
Those are
As a
pants.
child-
Leggings are a form of pants.
I'm
As a
wearing those
child,
too.
I-
Wearing
as
my
a child,
black
I
and
Would you
never-
prefer the
I
term
never
hosiery,
understood-
Jonathan? I suppose perhaps instead of
Hosiery, because there's an eye there.
Thank you.
Ah, okay.
Can I say something?
Oh, now I'm
Go
just
ahead.
thinking about chimps in tights.
Can I talk about
Phoenix.
pants here?
Billy, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I was trying to say that as a child, I never understood why adults wanted me to look at them while they were yelling at me. I always thought it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
It's a-
dominance thing, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was I was the same way. Like, I don't like, you're yelling at me. I don't want to look at you. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, it's like
I mean, when people are ashamed or feeling bad, they tend to look
It's-
down. It's a display to indicate shame and feeling bad.
yeah, and
I-
So
always-
forcing someone to look at you when you're making them feeling bad is,
Yeah.
I think, it's a deliberate attempt to engineer that cognitive dissonance.
Yeah. And sometimes,
I-
and a lot of elders,
Also, a
like,
dick move.
a lot of elders wonder why their kids put them in nursing homes and are a call right or visit. It's because you abuse them and they can't stand you, Karen.
Tom, you were
I
going to
like-
say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say I like the idea. Personally, for me, it's a good thing. I think to make eye contact with people who are yelling at you, because it gives you a visual cue that gives you that extra split second so that you can smack them first if they try to smack you. It's
Yeah.
it's sort of a reaction time thing for me.
Also, I would think that making eye contact with someone who's yelling at you could also be a way to flip the tables. Say,
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not feeling bad.
Yeah,
You're a dick.
Yeah.
yeah. Especially
But
if you look at
I'm
it
autistic,
cold.
so I don't make eye contact. I just look at the bridge of their nose.
Oh, so you do sort of a Three Stooges eye poke look.
Visually, yes.
Tammy Wolf said, from stuff I read, I've been wondering if the eye contact means trustful thing is a white European thing that's been like forced on the rest of the world.
I don't
Wouldn't
know.
surprise me.
Also wouldn't surprise me.
You know,
I don't know.
I honestly don't know if that's a thing that's common in other cultures or not.
Yeah.
I know that Italians like to stand right here when they're talking. And that might be an entirely a cultural thing, the eye contact thing. I don't know. It might not be a genuine universal human thing. I shouldn't.
And they also
assume.
like to use their hands close up and
No,
say
no,
hello
I
by
mean-
kissing you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I've heard that it's not uncommon at international conferences to see an Italian talking to someone not Italian and have the Italian go this, and then the non-Italian do this, and the Italian, and they sort of advance across the room that way.
I've had creepy men do that to me.
Oh. Yeah.
Mm.
You see why I don't go downtown at night anymore? Down to DC, I don't do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Being black and femme appearing, I'm surprised you go outside at night ever.
sometimes I need to take out the trash. Sometimes I'm going to a meetup.
Speaking of white men taking out the trash.
And sometimes Archie runs out of the apartment. I have to go get him
Yeah.
Oh.
because, like, when I get close to him, he'll just like fall on the ground, like showing his belly, and I'm just like, you little shit.
And Yoey just shared in the chat that eye contact is rude in Lakota culture unless you know the people very well. So that's a little bit of evidence that maybe the eye contact thing is a white European export.
Well, I think I would be very, very interested. In fact, I just did a really quick Google. I'm going to look it up later of the anthropology of eye contact, because I'm sure there's literature on that. Because it's, like you say, it's very different from culture to culture. And we're saying it's a white European thing. I don't know. I don't know whether it can be divided up that grossly, or if it's more,
Or if it's
culture
even
to
more
culture,
specific.
more specific than that, culture to culture.
And maybe it's, an intimate family thing. Maybe it's, maybe white Europeans just accept everyone as family.
That's
The Olive
probably
Garden.
not right.
It was definitely something. It was definitely something I had to get used to growing up, because it didn't come natural to me. It felt very strange, and I hated eye contact as a child. It almost hurt sometimes, and then people thought, oh, it's because he's insecure, and it's like, no, I just don't like it. It's like
It's
too
something
much.
I only noticed in myself as an adult that I had to make it a point to try.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I either look at one of their eyes or just focus on the bridge of their nose.
Yeah.
I think I
even
noticed
if it is just because you're insecure, forcing you to do a thing that makes you more insecure is just an a-hole move.
That's a good point. Yeah. That's something I did not notice that until I was like talking to my coworker who happens to be autistic and had to be like trained from his family like early on to go, Chris, make eye contact, Chris, make eye contact, Chris, make eye contact. So he kind of like is able to mask his autism, as it were. But then it's just like I then started to like meaningfully make eye contact when I'm talking to my coworkers, and I'm not sure if I like it either. So Yeah,
Mhm.
it's strange.
Maybe humans aren't weird. Maybe it's just Europeans.
White Europeans, I believe, yes.
Could be,
I just blame white people.
as you should.
Hmm.
Mm.
So since Shirley's not here to complain about like me talking about like Black Widow,
I found the movie pretty mediocre in general.
I mean,
I didn't care for it.
There was a lot I did actually kind of like care for it, but it was more of like the
There were
family
good
scenes
parts,
as well.
but
Yeah, so
it was.
I mean, it was like it was almost very silly with the action in like parts, especially in like the final sequence, as it were, which is just like in a video
They're
game.
jumping. They're falling from the sky, and these non-superpowered people are fighting on
Yes.
falling platforms. I mean, it's just.
Yes, that did happen. The video game thing of like there's a bomb in the basement, it's going to blow up in 3 minutes, and you have to escape. That was the final action scene, essentially, with like even moments of talking to like of the characters and like in the character introspection kind of like moments as well. And
They could have done a whole lot with the idea of women liberating themselves from men's control, and the found family thing. They could have done a heck of a lot with that they just didn't do.
Yeah, it's like I did like the family aspect of it. The Red Guardian was a lot of fun for me, honestly. I love how he had like one side was the tattoo of Carl, and the
Karl
other side
Marx.
Marx. Yes. Oh yeah, on his knuckles. That's
I mean,
David
it's
Harbour is really
stupid that it's
funny,
in
a lot
English
of movie
letters
roles.
on his knuckles, but it's a lot of
It
fun.
should have been Russian too. Yeah, exactly. But like, no, it's like so. I kind of enjoyed it, but it's definitely not like a great movie for like a Marvel movie.
Even
that has,
in
like,
the MCU, it's definitely not top tier. It's lower tier for the MCU.
Oh yeah, I agree. It's just like
A lot of
middle
the
tier for me.
It's on the level of Thor 2, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I like.
no, it's funny
Thor
they mentioned
too.
that, John. I just rewatched that a while ago because I only seen it once in the theater a long time ago, and I just want to see like how like bad it was again. And I saw it after Black Widow, so I would probably put Black Widow ahead of that one, maybe behind Iron Man 2, but that's like the low.
Yeah,
tier
Iron Man
3s.
2, Thor 2, Black Widow are all
Yeah,
About the
mediocre.
same.
They all have about like half an hour of really good movie and then like a good hour of filler.
Mhm.
For me, I kind of say, what you mean the challenge of patriarchy? Why would Disney do that? That's a good point there,
I
Tabby.
kind of give
actually.
Iron Man 2 a pass because it was like literally the third movie in the MCU of all.
Iron Man 2 had some really good ideas that they
Yeah.
did not do well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
Because
he is full of despair. He thinks he's dying. He's trying to do things, and he doesn't know what he's doing. It just did not gel. Because that could have been a really character-driven movie, but they were forced by the context to put in this supervillain.
The
I'm
Phoenix.
gonna be really honest. The only MCU movie I've seen all the way through is Black Panther.
Well, it's a great movie, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
I
and it
own
has
that.
my Marvel wife, who I sent for.
That's getting a sequel called Wakanda Forever, which
Mhm.
hopefully will be
And
really good
if
too.
they don't make Shuri the new Black Panther and the new awesome, wonderful person, then I will kill the
They
motherfucker.
should make Shuri the new Iron Man. There, I said it publicly.
No,
Yes.
Riri. I think her name is Riri. Riri
Fair.
Johnson built an Iron Man, is a black teenage girl who built her own Iron Man suit at the age of 16.
As
Hmm.
long
Oh,
as,
yeah.
Cool.
as long as the new Iron Man is a black teenage girl, I'm good.
I mean, they're probably
Because
not
it'll-
going to do that
it's-
because they know they're fans, but I hope they do.
Especially since
Well,
it'll make
And Iron
people
Man seems to
cry.
be
Their
they
angry.
kind of locked something in there with the title.
Well, I mean, they literally let him
Iron
die,
Man,
so.
Speaking of Iron Man, has anybody else seen Green Knight?
No, I haven't.
No.
I heard it was good though. A friend of mine, he saw it.
I saw it. I really liked it. I purposely did not read the reread the Green Knight story before I saw it, and then I'm reading the an original version of that from my English textbooks from way back when I was young. and it's anyway. That's all I've watched in theaters for movies in like a year. So you guys are saying things that are sort of, Charlie Brown adult in my ear. So I'm and this is the Patreon thing, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not
Second
doing fashy fishy.
I do have a fishy fash prepared.
Oh,
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, if the
Because I've completely forgot that this was going to be second Sunday.
well, we
did-
appreciate it, John.
Well, I mentioned it to him before the show. It's just like, so yeah.
Wait,
It's like, is this second
Patreon's
Sunday?
oughta-
Is this second Sunday? Wow.
the
I gotta be
Patreons
honest,
here ought to
though.
decide whether or not they want to be part of this nonsense.
To be fair, it is the earliest possible that it could be the second Sunday.
Phoenix, you were about to say?
Yes, I think I'm gonna check out now because I'm kind of feeling a little tired.
Mhm.
I take a nap, like watch some murder shows.
Mhm.
Yes, murder shows are the best.
Oh yes, I love Deadly Women.
Mhm.
I should take a video.
But you
about
hate Black
Crime
Widow.
Anyway, but
Sure,
Jay hasn't seen
Murder
Black Widow.
shows are
Jay,
good,
haven't
too.
seen Black Widow.
no, I haven't seen what now.
You
Black
haven't
Widow.
you haven't seen Black Widow, so that's what I'm about to say. Yeah, John Brockman says like, but you don't like Black Widow. Like they haven't seen Black Widow.
Hmm. Well, Black Widow spiders are the Deadly Women of the Arachnid world.
They're
But the
very
point
pretty.
is, yeah, I think I'm gonna check out now. See y'all later. As always,
See ya.
peace, love and stay
Bye.
Good to
hydrated.
see you.
Yeah.
Bye, Phoenix.
Bye, Phoenix.
Bye. All right. So now there's less people to do fishy fashy with, so
Fewer.
it won't be fewer.
All right, so this week's theme, I just went with assholes. So we have Lauren Southern, Andy-Ngo, and Sean Head.
Okay. Okay, so minus Sean Head, which actually is debatable. This could have been like fascist, like fishy fashy too.
Mm-hmm. Shu is, I don't know.
I want to be left a shitlib, I guess. Is that the way to describe it?
Something
Yeah,
like that.
she's a shit lord. One be left is he was friends with Lauren Southern though, so
Mm-hmm.
And sorry,
All right,
on
so,
and a whole host of other people
Lauren
with it.
Southern
mhm.
says that Canadians have to use their cell phones to check in everywhere they go with QR codes. Andy-Ngo,
Check in with who?
The government, I'm guessing, for like vaccines, vaccination, that sort of thing.
it's a COVID thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like a vaccine passport kind of idea.
Yes.
Andy-Ngo says that Antifa attacked a Christian family with explosives.
Okay.
And Shuan Head wants to make porn for children.
Wow.
I feel like the last one's too weird to not be true. like that would be a
Age-appropriate
really
pornography,
strange
yes.
thing for you to just come up with.
So, Joe, you
Well,
spoke up. Which one do you
Or
think is the fake?
Maybe not. Maybe not.
The first. I'm gonna go with the first one.
You think Lauren Southern doesn't want everyone to, or doesn't think everyone has to check in? Okay.
Well, I don't know
Tom?
if she. I don't know if she actually doesn't think that, but I'm gonna guess that she posted something a little different.
Tom, your choice. What's what does your die say?
I'm actually considering doing a different thing, but I'm not going to because I'm tired.
Tired.
So, damn. All of them are possible. Except the shoe thing is possible largely because it's so bizarre. That's too, like Joe said, too bizarre not to be true. But my dice says that it is not true.
Okay.
So I'm picking that.
Also, the timing on that, if you had rolled just a second sooner, it would have been almost like you were using a dice to decide your emotion. Like, I'm just tired.
Oh yeah.
The old DM trick for
I am exhausted. I am.
All right, from Tom to
amazing.
Tim. What do you think, Tim?
Is there only so is Lauren Southern and Shoe on Head? Is that it? Is this two?
Lauren
of them?
Southern, Andy and Go, and Shoe on Head. Lauren Southern says COVID check-ins. Andy and Go says Antifa attacked a Christian family with explosives, and Shoe wants porn for children.
Oh man, okay. I guess I'll go with the Shoe on Head one. Yeah.
Okay. And Eli.
I mean, the Andy No thing sounds like something he would say, but I think it's a little too something that Andy No would say. I much more believe that I much more believe that Shu would actually say that thing about the porn for children to get a rise out of people.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Andy No.
Yeah, that was my thinking too. That it was that's always my idea when what's his name? That guy,
Andy?
John. When John brings up Andy and these fishy fascies, it's always my thought is always that Andy is so anti-Antifa that it's too on the nose when he does it. So it's always wrong, and that's why that was my. I had the same thought you did, Ailey. Just, but my dice said it was the porn thing. So I always go with what I always pick the porn that my dice says I should do.
Yeah.
I also feel like you can save some time describing Andy, and just instead of saying Antifa, you can just refer to him as Fa.
Yeah.
It's his brand, right? Like,
yes, that is true. That is true. Just Fa.
I got 5, so I'm going with the third one, which have been Shown Head, wanting porn for children.
Okay. So most of you, actually all, no. Okay, so we have kind of an even spread. So most of you think that Shoe on Head would not actually advocate porn for children. Someone needs to create porn for children. Hear me out. This is she's picture tweeting. Young teens are already watching porn, but they're finding hardcore aggressive video, blah blah blah. And then somebody else, BBC Women Hours, what's the best way to inform teenagers about porn? Should there be age appropriate porn? So Shoe on Head is retweeting porn for age appropriate porn for children.
Jesus Christ.
And Andy Ngo said, breaking from Ngo. he's describing himself as breaking news. Dozens of armed, #Antifa, surrounded a family Christian prayer event in Portland and assaulted the attendees. They threw an explosive firework at the children, sprayed base, and tore apart the sound equipment before throwing it into the river. So, yeah, Andy Ngo did think that Antifa attacked a Christian.
Which makes total sense.
And Lauren Southern, she was not saying that Canadians have to check in. She was surprised that Canadians don't have to check in. Just found out my Canadian and American friends don't have to download QR tracking apps and check in at every shop you enter or be rejected by COVID marshals overseeing the entrances. Do y'all know what's going on in Australia? So Lauren Southern is the fake, which means that I believe it was Eli is the winner.
No. I said Andy No.
Yeah.
Okay, so it must be Joe.
I said.
Since
Joe is the winner.
I figured that she didn't say that because that's not true, but also
well, fashion.
You know, she's
she's that dumb
though, right? To say something like that. So yeah, she would say something like that dumb. Anyway, yeah, because Australia, there's been a lot of like Fox News has been lying about Australia like left and right this week about their lockdown because they the army is enforcing the lockdown, which is completely. They're not even armed. They're just helping the police go door to door and tell people, are you okay, kind of thing. So, there's a lot of other stuff like that going on.
Yes, Taffy, you are correct. You won. You and Joe won. You correctly picked the Lauren Southern as a fake one. Yes, it's the same Lauren Southern who Dylan Burns and the effing Surfs platform last week on their Twitch channel to debate if Canada is guilty of a genocide. And yet the Surfs already
only the one genocide.
Only the one genocide, and of course, the Surfs have, the Surfs Twitter account already retweeted something saying that Canada's doing a genocide already, and I think both members of the Surfs actually are at least like part Indigenous in their background, as it were.
Yes, I did not know that until recently, actually. But
even Lance, and so yeah,
Lance for sure. But like I did not even know that he or either of them were, but.
I gotta be honest. I kind of think you might be Lance secretly, Tim. Because
you think
exactly
so?
Like him.
I actually, he and I actually kind of look similar a little bit. If you saw me, but
yeah, we wouldn't have pieced it together if you hadn't said it, John. But now, closing my eyes, I do kind of hear it.
I
don't know where he's from though in Canada. Like
Ontario, I think.
Okay, yeah, I'm from like the Atlantic coast. So we're not that far apart. He's an Eastern Canada person, but yeah, like as far as like the genocide goes, yeah, I kind of think it's if you want to say that against every last First Nation individually, then yeah, there's a lot of genocides. In fact, there was even one on there was one in Newfoundland that doesn't even exist anymore because if you want to say the British wiped them out.
Did you just say Newfoundland instead of Newfoundland?
Oh, sorry, yeah, Newfoundland.
But it's spelled
that right there was a genocide against the Newfies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but they're called the Beothuk, and they were one of the First Nations in Newfoundland. And the last person died out, I think, in 1829. It was a woman, and because I learned that in school actually, and that's really sad because I believe that's the only one that completely wiped off the map in Canada anyway. I could be wrong about that, but that's just what I know about anyway. So that's a genocide because they're literally completely gone now. So
that's like the Surfs is like platforming Lauren Southern for a debate. As they go over platform a debate of like Milo Yiannopoulos versus Jenko's like SJW debates or something like that. So it's just kind of like, okay, the Surfs is doing the platformism of like that sort of thing of like gotta hear them over us that we gotta like use sunlight to disinfect the fascists.
I do think that Lauren Southern does deserve a platform with the trapdoor under it.
Some sort of.
Does it have is there a rope involved somewhere in this platform?
Yes. I was saying that she deserves to be hanged by the neck until she dies.
I just want to be clear about that. Okay. Sure.
I mean, also off a cliff into a deep ravine or shark-infested waters.
How about a platform with a rope and a blade attached to it, like one of those,
There are some platforms that are appropriate for fascists. Yes.
But people say, oh, but the Serbs won the debate, and it's like, yeah, but you still platformed her.
Yeah, exactly. But who wins debates? This is something that like
this is a constant like debate in the online left. I find like going on for years at this point. But like, should we platform? Talk to our enemy, and so and it's been going back and forth, and I just think debates are stupid at this point. I mean, they're fun to watch. Oh yeah, you pwned me, man. Like you totally won the.
But that's you just said like they're fun to watch. That's it. Left Twitch and like parts of bread tubes. That's all they care about. Is like, just like having fun. They're just entertainers.
I would love to debate Ben Shapiro just because it would give me the opportunity to beat him to death with a cricket bat.
Yeah. Basically, I compare it to combat sports. Like it's like a boxing match or UFC fight or even a pro wrestling match if you want to.
It's just entertainment. Yeah. I personally would prefer. I think it'd be really cool to sit down and actually talk in a conversation, an honest conversation, with people that are that diametrically opposed, and see if there's places they might actually agree and things they could work together on.
Mhm.
I know it sounds, because
you're right,
we have
Tabby.
this-
I'm sorry. I should not have been discussing this on open channels. Damn it.
Starfleet Regulation 46A, no uncoded messages over open channels.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't know if there's any fruitful discussion to be had with like the really far right.
Yeah.
Well, it
Some
depends on who
QAnon
you're
people,
talking-
I think, have fallen down a hole and have gotten trapped in an info bubble. But some people, I think, are unreachable.
That may well be, and I agree that there may be people unreachable. But the thing is that when we label people, we put them in these groups, and we put ourselves in these groups, and we forget that individuals have differences and different points of view. And even within those big groups, I have an aunt who's a massive Trump fan, a cousin.
I was about to say, if she was an aunt, she'd be dead. I mean, you're old.
I'm not that yet. I'm almost that yet. And if you keep talking over me, I'm probably going to be that. But no, the point is that she's very, very, very right wing. Amazingly right wing. And yet, when we were talking about it, she actually thinks that something like a Medicare for all or a single payer system would be good if we could figure out how to do it. And she's actually on board about that. And there are several other things that I would have thought she would have been, completely against. She's entirely in favor of if we can figure out how to do it without, otherwise disrupting her life.
Like I've said, the fascists, they speak to real pain among the suffering of poor people under capitalism.
It's just
they direct it against brown people, immigrants, and
The
Jews.
answer to those problems is always the people who are less well off than you are the problem.
Yeah. Well, I guess my only point, and I'm starting to get that way. My only point is that debates. Yeah, I think debate tends to be theater. Yes. But discussion is, and maybe that's because when I was in my working days, there was a big thing in Wisconsin, actually in the eastern part of the state. I think they were doing it, probably over by Joe, talking with pro-life and pro-choice people. Finding the people they pick people who are very, very far apart and put them together in a moderated discussion over a period of months to see what they could come together on. And they actually came together on some very, very important things that actually, I think, made it to Madison, to the Capitol. And so I think there is maybe that biases me that I've seen it work, and maybe if we are down on debate, maybe pushing
discussions,
that kind of discussion
individual
would be
things can
or
be
even
very, very helpful.
group discussions, and with if you have some kind of focus and maybe even a moderator. Yeah. But other than that, fuck everybody. Because this is that part of the time when I get old, and I'm too old for this shit. And
I gotta say though,
I'm retiring.
What's his name? Murtaugh, Officer Murtaugh. He even though he was too old for that shit, he kept on doing that shit. So
it's true. Yeah, or three sequels.
But when he was taking one of those shits, he was on a bomb.
Yeah.
Which makes it difficult for me to identify too much with that, because fuck everybody.
You're racist.
But then he got to hop in a tub with. Sorry.
No, with the anti-Semite.
I can't even finish that sentence.
I have to. God, that's the image you're going to leave me on. Let me leave on. God damn it, Joe. Fuck you. So
you're going to cuddle up in a tub with
and the rest of everybody else.
Don't die.
Same thing. So love you all. See you later.
Die or cuddle.
With that said, Danny Glover is awesome. Mel Gibson has always been an ass. Even on the set of like a Lethal Weapon, like Winona Ryder, that's like remember hearing some yikes things that like Mel Gibson had said. This is something like
Winona
that.
Ryder was in a Lethal Weapon.
I think she was in that. I'm pretty sure she was in one of the Lethal Weapon movies, if I remember correctly.
Did
a lot of things go missing from the
of Joe
set?
Pesci.
I'm just wondering.
Someone, someone heard it like, hey, Mel Gibson said something like terrible, as it were. And you're right, Joey. The debate is different than discussions between people, though. Debates give a official air to crap, and you can discuss crap with like a pal or something like that. And that's the thing. It's like many people have like said, it's like, how can you like convince your QAnon person or your Trump supporter person? It's like one-on-one, sure, you can have discussions. For me personally, I think it's like even at some point there will be some people that's like just cannot be reached. I don't know. I can try with my younger brother. My older sibling has tried, but it's just like no. There's a lot of things that my younger brother just firmly believes in and probably won't change his opinion on, as it were.
Yeah, discussion is private, debate is public. I think that's the big difference. Debate says this is worthy of public discourse.
People often, the internet debates are not actually debates in a way, like structurally anyways, because they usually it's just people yelling at each other or over each other. There's no moderator, it's usually supposed to be a moderator in a real debate anyway, or an actual debate as it's defined anyway. I guess there's the question of some people on the left, they think that they can reach people on the right, and there's several, notable.
Wait, when you say left, do you mean liberals or leftists?
I guess you could say both. There's some people. I guess the kind of person I was thinking of, and this kind of came up this week in some shows I was watching, but it was actually a lot. I was thinking about Walsh in my mind. That's who I was thinking about. Who people always point to and say, "Oh, he tries to pull people from the right to the left," and he's not really a leftist, right? I would think. I would agree with that here, probably.
Class reductionist, if he is the leftist, is the word. And big
I don't know.
bigot,
I never watched his stream ever. I think I ever heard the guy secondhand. Some people I used to watch would watch his videos and critique them and stuff like that, but that's as far as I ever got watching. But this week on the Majority Report, someone called in and basically was going at Sam Cedar for not basically attacking Vosh all the time, because he's like, you attack Jimmy Dore all the time, like.
Jimmy Dore's an asshole too.
Yeah, and people were like, the reason
also not left wing.
Yeah. The reason why Sam Cedar and Majority were tackle Jimmy Dore is because they know him personally. Some of them have worked with him. Like Emma Vigland used to work with him at and he probably sexually harassed her too he sexually harassed in Experian. That's Jimmy Dore's a piece of shit. But anyway, so the reason why because they know him and he goes after them all the time anyways. He attacks them on Twitter constantly, and so and it's kind of that's why. So he's like, oh, how come we don't go over after Vosh? He's like, well, I don't know who he is, and I don't know. That's not my. I know he's like, I know Jimmy Dore basically. That's why,
Yeah, that makes sense.
There are plenty of people who know Vosh who handle Vosh. There's plenty of people who.
Oh dear, I froze again. Is my internet going to come back? Is my internet coming back? Yes, my internet's
Why
back.
don't you police the whole, left internet, police basically, right? Like why? It's not one person's job to police every leftist drama or
That's un-American.
I kind of always heard the guys say that in my mind, honestly.
You have a point, John. Americans do believe it's their need to police the entire
police everybody. Yep, Team America is still a good satirical movie after all these years.
It still is. Oh my god. I know that Vosh and did a structured debate with Charlie Cook on Tim Pool's channel, or those three that had a discussion together, and I'm like, just screw all three of them, as it were. And I still stand by that. I don't trust anyone that says I became a leftist because of Vosh. I still don't. And Kitty, shut up, Kitty.
Yeah, people have criticism and people were bringing that up, and I'll see people say oh he,
Hi, Kitty.
he said things like about reparations, for example. I guess people kind of go back and forth about that. Like he was like, "Oh, everybody should get it regardless of anything, or should we just be this slate or something like that." I might be getting those two mixed up there, but there's I guess he said other things that people what I'm referring to probably about like the N word and stuff like that and whatnot. And
No, he has said the N word on stream. I have.
Oh yeah, I know. But people are like, there's an issue of like how far do you need to go at somebody for things, before
All the
it's
way.
kind of
You should kill them.
yeah. But there's that debate, But I mean, I don't even think he's a leftist, honestly. From what I've heard about his politics, I think he's probably like, a liberal, and
a liberal cosplaying as a leftist because he's like the pro like $15 and like Medicare for all and stuff like that, but it has like white male grievance politics as well.
Well, the government doing things is socialist.
Mm-hmm.
And the more things the government does, the socialister it is.
But I think Vosh had the terrible take of thinking that like Pan-Africanism is like a black ethno state, and it's just like and doesn't understand land back at all, and
he doesn't get black nationalism at all. Like he views it through like a white perspective.
And Pan-African, there's a lot of ethnicities in Africa.
Yeah, like in Northern Africa,
the most diverse
they're
genetically.
Arab, bro. Like, does he not realize that? Like the people that live in like Morocco and like Egypt are like,
Africa
they're
is
Arab.
the most genetically diverse continent when it comes to human beings.
Humanity started there, right?
Of course.
And
I mean,
so that makes total sense to me. But yeah, it's just like
Khoi, Bantu, Arab. You have a whole lot going on.
Okay, the discourse around Vosh, what it reminds me of right now is about I would say that it reminds me of the discourse around Destiny a couple of years ago, where he's trying to pull people right, and he's got some controversial opinions. Yeah. And then look what happened with Destiny. Like he everything seems like the scum of the earth, right? Oh, he's says the N word all the time and wants to murder protesters or wants rednecks.
Is Destiny the one who wears the knit cap?
No, that's
no, that's Tim Pool.
No, that's
Tim Pool.
Yeah, Tim Pool, the bald, deodorant stick who wears a little beanie all the time.
Hey, don't insult the baldies.
It's okay, man. I'm losing my hair too. I'm not,
Basically, for like a long time, like we've mistaken Destiny for being like a leftist. He never was because he was like neoclassical liberal, but he was eventually fascist.
That facade eventually eroded away, and everybody sees him for what he is now, right?
But
I'm thinking like
it's because of, like he did like the debates against like Sargon, Lauren Southern, and yes, there were great moments when like Lauren Southern said that like that it's a plurality of Anarcho, but like it was just money making for a grift for like Destiny. It made him a lot of popularity until the point where he got to the point that like the fascists were going after him and threatening his family, as it were. But then he started on a new target of like leftists as well. So that's when the start of all this debates he had with leftists like started, and he never got any of it. See through it's just this American-centric neoclassical liberalism, capitalism way, and it's almost painful to watch some of those debates, especially when he said to like, I guess it's a good thing that like Vietnam got bombed then because that proves that my side is winning.
So I would say in the next like 12 to 24 months we'll see something like that happen to Vosh. Probably that's just my prediction. I think that he's the same as Destiny, and the facade will right. The facade will he'll take his mask off basically. He'll go mask off like just like Destiny did, and the facade of I'm actually a liberal, but but also about this too will fade away.
Another person who's going to go mask off soon is Peter Coffin.
Yeah,
because they are so.
Is he still? Are they still wearing the mask?
Yeah, no, I don't know. They got everyone mad at them for going after Sophie from Curio.
Yeah,
and it's but it was such an asshole move for them to make, and it's. But they're going to make a video soon why I left the left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's called the Dave Rubin.
Oh,
The Dave
Yeah.
Rubin. There's a lot of
apparently
people
I
that
wasn't paying attention. I thought they were going the tanky route.
they
Yeah,
probably
but-
tried to-
That they were going towards Maupin instead of towards Sargon.
Yeah, but they are, but it's just like some of their takes is not great. It's just every time they write something, it's like somebody took a dictionary and found the most difficult words and put them together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Man, when you compare him to other people, his face looks even smaller.
Yeah, and I didn't. Wow, Devosh is really short. I know Tim Pool was a little
Yeah.
person, but
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah, so Tavi, yes, I do remember about like Destiny saying the N word in private and shared that publicly, which because who was the guy that Destiny did a podcast with like another streamer for like 40 episodes or 39 episodes, but then and he's a black man, but then when that came to light that Destiny in private would tell jokes using the gamer word, the N word as a word, he was still defend his
Did you
right
just call
to, like,
gamer
use it.
word the gamer word N-word?
Gamer word, the N word, yes, because that's what that was PewDiePie's defense. It's the gamer
It's a
word.
gamer word. Yeah, there's a lot of gamer words if you know if you ever put on like Xbox Live or whatever. But
I feel like if you were gonna have one that was the gamer word, it would either be that or the gay slur.
yeah, I don't want to
Yeah,
cheapen the the N word by calling it the gamer word. I feel like it's
That's-
historically, but
No. Yeah, that word is a lot older than video games.
yeah, I know.
was.
So I don't want to like it's historical. It's so historically important as far as like the struggle of oppressed people that I don't want to like. I probably wouldn't want to put the F word as a gamer word either, because that's another
Mm.
oppression word that's important for a large swath of people too as well.
Mm.
So anyway. But yeah, I think we'll see. Peter Coffin's another one that I guess will probably come off soon as well. I remember people used to criticize him and people would shit on him and say, "Oh, he's actually a good guy" and stuff like that. But
And yet there's kind of like I remember a couple of times ago, I don't know when, but it's just like, hey, wow, when Peter Coffin started like unfollowing and blocking people in like left Twitter as it were, and they were all like, oh my god, Peter Coffin's a dick because they unfollow me and they like block me, and it's because I like criticized him or didn't agree with them, and I'm like sitting here. And yet I was over here calling Peter Coffin a like ableist, like or no, a abuse offender, because he for the longest time refused to like unmod Lorelei Bailey for like the and defending like her and saying like I don't want to deal with it, and still thinks that the things between Lorelei Bailey and Nyland Desky
And accusations of grooming, and
Yes.
there's a whole
Yeah.
lot going on with Peter Coffin.
oh yeah. There's
people
like a
still
lot-
defended him over that because that's a couple of years ago at this point. Actually, maybe longer than that. All that went down.
A little over the year, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's been a while, but yeah. But
Mhm.
like, I think his facade is starting to fade away too. As well. People are starting to see him what he actually is,
Mhm.
not
Mhm.
not a good person.
No, he's not. They're not a good person. That's a good point, Taffy. I refuse to forget or forgive the time that Destiny raided into a charity or trans lifeline, and his whole community of 5K plus harassers the streamer so badly she had to like stop the stream to lecture them. And yeah, Coffin this shit lord grifter too. It's so impressive of him that he can kick themselves in their own balls.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw that, Jordan. What I should say is that I saw somebody replying to Peter, quote tweeting the person saying, "Why would you call me out like this? Why would you do this performative thing?" Why would you ask me to unfollow you? I wasn't even aware I was following you. Just block or soft block me, God.
Mhm.
And the other person said, dude.
I'm like, Peter, do you realize that like most of politics is performative by definition? You know, like it's just sort of that's how
Everything is performative and
I know.
social. We are
I know.
entirely a social species. That's what we
Yeah.
do.
They also once made this tweet when the Notre Dame was on fire and the fire wasn't put out yet, and they were saying like, oh, but you shouldn't talk about this because that just it's like all the newspapers are going to talk about this and it's just gonna add to the cloud around the newspaper. And I was like, but it's still on fire. Why shouldn't we talk about things that are currently happening? It's like
they already have more clout because they've been around for like in some cases like yeah, like I don't know, like what are you talking about? Is CNN gonna like lose like 100,000 viewers because we're not talking about this? I don't know. It's weird. That's a weird take, man.
It was really
And
weird.
also, the Notre Dame was on fire. It was a thing to talk about. It's
it's like if a big meteor crashes into a house, it's like, oh, we shouldn't talk about it because social. What is it that they always went on about?
social clout, social capital.
Social capital. It's like, what the hell? Yeah.
Because I thought the term social capital was coined by it was a Harvard American professor by the name of Robert Putnam. I thought was the one who coined that term, and in his book "Not Bowling Alone," I think it's called or something like that. And I think he's using that incorrectly there, somewhat.
But and Peter Coffin always defended like ContraPoints against the left, the hate mob and something like that, and was complaining about like the non-binary people using their non-binary culture capital against ContraPoints. And I just like laugh at that like term non-binary MB culture capitalism. Phoenix like said before, she's like, can I actually cash in my MB culture capitalism and buy some like vegan Taco Bell? I'm hungry right now.
Yeah.
And so my channel points for my Twitch channel is NB Culture Capitalism, and there's a cat. That's which cat is that now? Is that still?
I'll have to use it at your next stream. I come to.
She's the cuddly kitty. We joke, but the new vegetarian stuff at Taco Bell is pretty good.
Yeah, actually, the vegan stuff I talk about is actually pretty good because it's like, you can surprisingly enough, you can eat healthy at Taco Bell. You have to really order things right. Cut
you have
the
to try,
sour cream.
but you can.
You have to cut the sour cream and the cheese, that sort of things, and the meat is the word. Replace it with beans.
Wait, was there meat in Taco Bell to begin with? I'm just appreciated.
Well,
what's the closest equivalent they have to meat, as it were?
Well, wasn't the FDA said that they couldn't call their beef anymore because it didn't have enough beef actually? And that was a few years ago, but like that actually happened. That actually happened, I believe. Something like that. Some agency told them they couldn't call it beef anymore, or something like that. I don't know if it was in the state but something like that happened.
FYI, Joe, you had a lot of white noise coming through, so
sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there, but yeah, you were busy scritching the cat, so I decided.
Yeah, she's adorable.
All cats.
Don't come back.
Yeah, is that Pokey or is that the other cat?
This is Rumbles.
I know there's reports of like I talked about this. Yes, I remember Peter Coffin kicked themselves in the nuts on like TV in front of the whole world on Steve Harvey.
That's what they were famous for once upon a time.
Yes,
and then they got famous for a fake Asian girlfriend that apparently was something they set up with Ashley.
It's that's the closest connections we have to those some of the things. Yeah, because like they're almost infamous for like being catcalled, essentially, according to them. But then they also were like their channel was usually a satirical channel. They made parody music videos, including "I Kicked This Girl and I Like It," parodying Katy Perry's "I Kiss a Girl."
Oh.
Yeah.
Peter Coffin's he's really playing to the white dude stereotype, because he's like, oh, I have a fake Asian girlfriend, because that's so stereotypical. Oh my god, man.
Mm-hmm.
I have a girlfriend. She's Asian. She lives in Scotland. You wouldn't know her.
You know what? Speaking of terrible white people, Andrew Cuomo, governor of New York.
Oh, it's about time.
Biden has said he should retire, but he hasn't said that he will ask him to retire or something like that.
It's Biden, creepy Uncle Joe Biden, who like sexually assaulted Tara Reid, is telling Andrew Cuomo to step down. I'm surprised that Biden did a good thing there, but like could still go to more. But still, yeah. So Andrew Cuomo, it's like a dossier of like thousands of pages of like that, 11 accounts of
dozens of women have come forward to say that Andrew Cuomo is a piece of shit.
It's the work environment too, because he would always call them sweeties or sweethearts, as it were, and it's like
tell them to do push-ups or something.
There was one woman who was a state trooper who was assigned his production detail, and she actually didn't want to be there. And they kind of he basically asked for her because he basically groomed her to get her on there and said, "Oh yeah, state police, I want that person basically on my, so I can sexually harass them." So.
Yes, exactly, Tabby, as opposed to the other rapist asshole. Yeah. This is just on top of all the other terrible shit that Andrew Cuomo has done, like lied about COVID-19 numbers, so it looked like lower than they were. So like
the nursing homes, he lied about the people like moving them around and stuff like that. And
in order to make the numbers look good, and it's just, and yet it's like because the liberals wanted like someone to look up to for some hope in the dreary, terrible time of being in Trump America.
The Cuomo-sexuals, I think they called them. Yeah, those people.
The Cuomo-sexuals.
That's not even. It's not even a good pun.
No, it's not. and I bet like Chris Cuomo, brother, on CNN has nothing to say about this either.
No. Oh, he didn't actually. He just covered up for him. Basically, so
hopefully something actually happens. Hey, we got Al Franken to step down. He did a kicking and screaming, as it were. But if like Al Franken stepped down, I think Andrew Cuomo, Joe Biden should too. But that's never going to happen, unfortunately. But like maybe we can we at least depower or remove the executive power from like all these other like assholes?
Can we get rid of executive power in general?
Yes.
Did Al Franken do it kicking and screaming? I remember it being really quick.
It happened fairly quickly. He made a statement. He resigned. He didn't make a big fuss about it, I don't think.
No.
Okay, so
I don't recall a big fuss. He wasn't Louis C.K.
No, definitely not.
Or who's it? Andrew Weiner.
Oh,
like he fought real hard to stay in politics. He destroyed his career.
Again, people, if someone wants to see a picture of that kind of action, they will ask for it. Don't just send it, and don't even like send it and say, "What do you think about this?" So I thought, or even if you ask, "Can I share a picture of this with you?" Don't ask that and then send a picture anyway. Ask consent first, and respect when they say no.
But I'm wondering if Biden is saying all of these progressive things to sort of mask what the government is, what the United States is really doing behind the scenes.
I can suspect because there's one of the things that like the U.S. government is still doing because like yes, okay, when like Biden went into office, one of the executive orders was like to cancel the construction or stop the destruction, hold the construction of the Keystone pipeline in Dakota. That was like full part of Standing Rock. However, the Line 3 pipeline is still going on, and it's still going through like indigenous land in Minnesota, if I'm thinking. And water protectors have been like arrested for protesting the like continuing construction of the Line 3 pipeline. Again, coming it's a pipeline that the tar sand oil company was like wanting to put through and just ram through again in indigenous places because they didn't want to do it to white people's places. White people will complain about it, and so they.
Because white people, if their water gets fucked up, then that will fuck up the water of people.
Yes, so
brown people aren't really people.
Yes, so like let's see, there was like a water protector, like a Tara Husku decries of the police actions, like attacks against the protesters. Again, just like with Standing Rock, yeah, yes, I agree. Like having to with us, land back, mother fluffers. Mm-hmm. Enbridge is the company. Enbridge Line 3 pipeline. That's where. Because apparently we mustn't have that Canadian tar sand oil, as it were.
Like the dirtiest oil in the world. It's up there.
Yeah.
They're only going for that because we are running out of oil.
Maybe you should use something else than oil, maybe, but
Yeah, like
yeah.
solar cells or something, yeah.
The tears of brown people. If we could make that into fuel.
Why do that to brown people? We've done enough to them already. Hey, tears of white man, because it's very easy to get white man to cry.
We could make that. Oh God.
I mean,
we can capitalize on white tears. Then oh crap.
Yeah.
White
The
man,
energy source of the future.
is white men do bro tears. I mean, just show them a picture of the late Doctor Who, show them a picture of the 2016 like Ghostbusters, show them like Ray from like show them last Skywalker, the Last Jedi.
Just set up a water turbine in like a canal.
That's like a
just
cottage
have Brie
industry.
Larson
Hook them up
talking
to a
about
theme.
Yeah.
Expansions would power the world.
Just like the Last Jedi itself is like a cottage industry on YouTube for like chud, like white, insecure male agreement people. Just that one movie, you know.
Yeah,
and there's so much more than that too, but just that movie in particular is like a.
Rise of Skywalker was so annoying because it's like, no, that last movie didn't happen. Here's what did happen. It's like the opening crawl was just a rewrite of the previous movie. It was
they just like were like, you know, and it was like they threw so much stuff into like almost like 3 movies worth of stuff into one movie basically.
Yeah, they did.
And
it's like all of a sudden the Sith Empire, just weird and stupid and annoying. I mean, there was a good movie in there. It's just that they had to he just tried to rewrite and undo everything. They should have just given the entire trilogy to one director.
I don't know why J.J. Abrams didn't do the whole thing himself. You know, if it would have been consistent, right? But like, or they should have just let Rian Johnson do like what he wanted in the third movie. I don't know. That would have been better than what they got. But
the idea of like Johnson taking a completely other direction and then Abrams like, but I had an idea and forget everything you did.
Yeah, basically Abrams wanted to redo the original trilogy, is what it looks like. I mean, he starts with a new Death Star and he ends with the death of the same Emperor.
And they make a point of pointing out that it actually is much bigger, but because a lot of people criticize the Force Awakens because as being like a retread of the New Hope. In some ways, yes, in some ways, no, I suppose. But
it really was. I mean, in a lot of ways. But
it's still fun,
like
it was a good movie.
I feel like what they try to do in the Force. Rise of Skywalker. Yes, sorry, thank you. Was they took the Dark Empire storyline from the comics, and then they said, let's use this as like the majority of the story and try to like shoehorn in a sequel to the Force Awakens, but also the Dark Empire.
If they had brought in Thawne instead, that would have been so wonderful. Because everybody fucking loves Thawne.
Oh, Thrawn, yeah.
Yeah, Thrawn.
Yeah, sorry. I'm not really a Star Wars there, but I just Star Wars fans love him to death. You know, he because there's like a great trilogy of novels called Thrawn trilogy.
The Dark Force.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Dark Force trilogy. Okay, yeah.
Dark Force is what it's called, but it's the Thrawn.
Okay, yeah.
And
Anyway,
they brought him in to the end of the Star Wars Rebels timeline. And, I mean, everybody loves him because he's a nerd, and he uses the power of brain thinking to be awesome, and everybody loves him for that. And
he also kind of breaks the human supremacy of the
he's
Empire
an
a little bit
alien
because
in the
he's
Empire,
a
which
Chiss,
is
yeah. He's a blue man from a
with red
different.
eyes.
Yeah, it's actually a whole separate state because there are different states within a galaxy. Like it's not like the Empire just runs everything, but there's a big galaxy. But there's different. It's called the Chiss Ascendancy. Yeah, that's the name of the state. And
Rey and Kylo should not have kissed. Rey and Kylo are
that was
both gay.
weird, man.
Everybody in the new trilogy is gay.
Yeah.
I mean, well, I don't know. Rey is at least okay enough. Rey's boyfriend is Finn, and his boyfriend is Poe.
Yes.
And they basically wrote out what's her name?
Rose.
Yeah, Rose.
I thought that was
Tran,
really
is that her
weird.
name or something like that?
Rose Tico.
Yeah. Oh, Rose Tico. Okay. Yeah. What's her real name?
That was
Margaret
weird.
Tran or
The
something
whole
like that?
"I love you"
Yeah,
thing.
the
at
actress
the end of
name.
that was not a good part of this.
She had like 2 lines in the movie. It's like, what the hell?
I need to confirm what apparently there is a lot of planned the scenes for Rostico in the third movie, Rise of Skywalker, but there were with Leia, and it's actually that Carrie Fisher happened, and but I'm not sure how that they held out because it's possible, but then also there was a huge fan backlash against Rostico, even from my brothers who said she had no character, and I'm like, what are you? Did we see the same movie?
She did a hero worship. She had, I think, an awesome character arc in the second.
He was legitimately the heart of that movie.
There was a lot of racist and sexist abuse that sent her away.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
The Phantom Menace is terrible, yeah. I mean, the Phantom Menace also caused Jake Lloyd almost to end his life because he quit acting because of the abuse that he suffered.
Was Jake Lloyd the young Anakin?
Yeah, Jake Lloyd played Anakin in Phantom Menace. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, that was unfair. He was given utter crap to work with because George Lucas is a terrible writer.
And not a good director too. Yeah, terrible director too.
And by the same token,
great with special effects, a terrible author and director.
But he shouldn't write movies. Actually, the first Star Wars legend has it was saved in editing because again, he's a horrible screenwriter.
Also, that story was totally stolen.
Yeah, it was like a Hidden Fortress from Kurosawa and with other Western movies.
Yeah, he used different Westerns and stuff like that and kind of threw it all together. That's something like that. Yeah, Kurosawa movies, Westerns and Flash Gordon basically. It was a sci-fi, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
but
Flash Gordon.
A lot of things are in narrative fiction are borrowed because there's only so many plots you can do.
True.
But
I mean, that's what the ancient Greeks were going for with the whole muses thing. I don't know if they really believed.
I'm just that's just a matter of fact with narrative fiction, I find. But anyway,
I don't know if the Greeks actually believed in the muses, but they it was sort of the whole pulling things from culture. Everybody shares in this sort of thing is what.
Just the thing about kind of add on the Jake Paul, Jake Lloyd, not Jake Paul. Jesus Christ. Anyway, sorry. I kind of find that it's the same thing happened to Hayden Christensen too. With the other 2 movies, bad writing, not necessarily the actor's fault kind of thing, but
they did the best they could with the shit they were given.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're given a shit sandwich, there's only so much you can do.
If you wanna know who is to blame for Hayden Christensen coming off as not a good actor during the second and third prequel movies, watch him act anytime he is silent. And he is acting his fucking brain, all of his stares are intense. Everything is on point with his non.
The dialogue is awful.
His non-dialogue.
He is wonderful. The dialogue is shit.
The dialogue kills.
His face when he's about to fight Obi-Wan in a movie, I think he emotes really good. You know.
Yeah.
And like the thing where he's
doing
raging,
fine, except for when he's talking.
Yeah.
like that rage when he's trying to pull himself out of the magma, the lava, with his little stumps. He does an amazing job there. That's the only time he and his dialogue are in sync.
I mean, well, the thing is, like, think of all the great actors that are in those movies that like had nothing to work with. Like, Natalie Portman has like done good work in like other films. It's Samuel L. Jackson, Christopher
Ewan McGregor.
Lee.
I mean, you have and fucking what's his name, the old guy.
Yeah,
Saruman.
Christopher Lee.
Christopher
Lee. Yes.
Christopher Lee. Yeah.
I mean, you have all these amazing, fantastic, wonderful people who are given nothing.
The guy that played Palpatine did an amazing job in those movies. I find
Ian McDermott. Yeah.
Yes, he is. It's great.
I still want to like talk to those middle schoolers that I talk to who swear something. No. Senator Palpatine doesn't become like Emperor Palpatine. No. Dark Sidious. It's like they're the same person. Dark Sidious is Senator
It's literally
Palpatine.
the same actor.
That's the chin. It's just like you. If you're going by that logic, then Batman's not Bruce Wayne. Come on.
Oh
Just
my
like,
god. How good would it be to have as a red herring if you had another character who was acting shady played by the same actor and it didn't turn out to be the same person? Be so good.
Oh, if Ian McDermott and his Senator Palpatine didn't turn out to be there, that would have been amazing.
that would have been clever. That would have been absolutely clever. I would have been fooled.
I mean, if somebody else had stepped in and assumed the role and said, "Look, I have been hideously deformed by the Jedi. That's why I look so different now." That would have been amazing, right? Which is why George Lucas didn't do it.
I don't think there's a single movie that's done that. That would be such a great rug pull.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it's
would
like
be.
they always do the opposite with the Kaiser Soze thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, no, there is occasionally somebody steps in to do the body swap double thing. God, what's that movie with the guy from Richard Dreyfuss? Did a movie where he stepped in and played the role of a dictator.
No, they're not coming to mind. Nothing's coming to mind.
Oh, it was. I remember enjoying the movie a lot when I was 14.
I know it's not Richard Dreyfuss, but is it weird that the movie that I thought of when you were describing that was the movie Dave?
Isn't that the one where he becomes president?
Yeah. Because you had mentioned a dictator, I thought it'd be funny to.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Because presidents are bad.
Like they're all bad.
That's.
I think it's Moon over Parador. A U.S. actor gets a gig in South American Parador. When the dictator dies, he's forced to play him for real. Yes. Yeah, basically, a dictator dies, they bring in an actor to replace him so that the government doesn't crumble. And that's Richard Dreyfuss.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It's a decent movie. They redid the plot for an episode of TV show, excellent TV show, fun TV show, Leverage.
Oh, Leverage is so good.
Where they sort of redid it, except instead of a dictator, he was a legitimately elected guy, and they killed his wife.
Did
Over
America
Parador.
do that to like some foreign country? I bet they did. All right, so Metro, if you're still in the chat, what's the latest thing about like Blizzard and Activision like doing? Because we already like covered like a lot of the awful things. Like that.
They are shy. They should die.
Mm-hmm.
All companies should die, but you know.
Oh yeah, no companies, all cooperations, as it were. Because yeah, I don't think I have anything else that new to say.
Tucker Carlson recently did a trip to Hungary to say, "Hey, I love authoritarian regimes."
Okay.
In the most surprising news ever.
in the most surprising news ever, Tucker Carlson loves authoritarian regimes. Also, water's wet.
He is, if there were ever to be a god of whiteness,
Mm-hmm.
he is the god of white people. He is the epitome, the avatar of white people.
Mm-hmm.
He's the Hare Krishna of white men.
Then Charlie Kirk would be the Christ figure.
Tiny face boy. Who, for some reason, walks around wearing slacks with his casual sweaters.
I always thought Tucker Carlson was actually Rush Limbaugh's protege.
Yeah.
Oh, he absolutely is. He is the. Yeah.
The bow tie, like everyday's man that's like took Bill O'Reilly's like slot because
Bill O'Reilly, not Rush Limbaugh, my bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're all the same person.
They're all
the same person.
Yeah, it's just like Tucker Carlson is a bit more fash, and that's saying something considering Rush Limbaugh and Bill O'Reilly. That's the word.
Rush Limbaugh is the rude one. Bill O'Reilly is the angry one. Tucker Carlson is the dumb one. They are the Three Stooges of white fascism.
Who's Shem?
Ooh,
you mean the one who got thrown out of the club? Let's see. Who's the fourth stooge? Oh man, that's a tough one.
And it'd be Zeppo if we were talking about the Marx Brothers. I
don't think there was an angry one in the Marx Brothers.
No, there wasn't an angry one.
Mo always struck me as kind of angry.
In the Stooges, but I'm talking about the Marx Brothers.
Oh, the Marx Brothers. No.
Groucho, Harpo, and no, there was not. There's like Curly. No. What was the third one? Damn it, the one with the hat, not with the glasses. Damn it, I forgot the name of those like that. But yes,
they're all young. Dead and Jewish. Who cares?
It's true. Yes, I'm super young, but yes, I know about the Marx Brothers because Duck Soup is funny, and so it's like a Night of the Opera.
And what's his name? Joss Whedon referenced the Zeppo with Buffy. So,
no, never seen Buffy though.
It's actually a really good show, despite Joss Whedon.
Yes. Well, Firefly is okay.
There are definitely moments that haven't aged well.
Yes, definitely,
and
absolutely.
It's sad that there is a lot in storytelling and such from the time that do female characters written so much better, but Joss Whedon got all the praise for being like the first one who did it at the time.
There's a lot of 90s feminism in there.
Yeah. There's a lot of 90s feminism in it.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can see that, what's his name, Xander is Joss's self-insert character who is always right.
Chico is the Chico,
Harpo, Groucho, and Zeppo. Yes.
Yeah. There was a fifth one too called Knuckles. No, but that
I was not aware of that.
Knuckles was only on stages though with them, and once they started doing movies, that Knuckles didn't join in as well. That's according to my dad.
Interesting.
I'm on the Wikipedia page for the Marx Brothers.
Yeah, same here.
Oh, the first season of Buffy is very rough.
Yeah.
Second and third season are fucking gold. Fourth season is uneven. Fifth is amazing. 6 is hard. 7 is good.
No.
You just have to get through the Joss of it all.
Get through the Josh. What about Angel? What about Angel, which was a spinoff?
Angel was a much more coherent show. It was more planned, I think. The fifth season kind of feels rushed, but there's a lot of brilliance in Angel as well.
I don't feel like it hit the heights that Buffy did, but it never really hit the lows.
Most spinoffs don't, right?
I hate what they did to Cordelia.
Yes.
Oh, Charisma Carpenter.
Oh, fourth season. Oh, that was just Joss Whedon taking his shit all over a woman who disappointed him by getting pregnant.
Yeah, it's just the worst. I almost stopped watching the fourth season, because they slaughtered that character, and everything that had been building up. It's just like, no, now
She had such a beautiful arc.
Yeah.
From the spoiled rich girl to this amazing hero.
Yeah.
An article I read described it very well, but in very rough, unpleasant terms. So, trigger warning. The extended rape and murder.
Yeah.
That it was the fourth season for Cordelia. I mean, spoiled rich girl becomes this amazing, beautiful, wonderful, heroic, just absolutely amazing. And then
and able to stand on her own feet and not to be
and to stand up to Angel and Wesley and to take on the burdens of the world and just to do these wonderful things. And then because Charisma Carpenter got pregnant, Joss Whedon said, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm also not too keen on what happened to that woman they found
Fred?
in the other universe, Fred. I don't like that they made her this demon in the last season.
Yeah, they just randomly killed her.
Yeah, it's just like, but then you could just have killed her and not made her into a demon. I feel like that would have been somehow, I don't know, I really didn't like that.
Joss Whedon likes abusing women.
Yeah, he does. But
you could say similar things about what they did. Now I forget her first name. Buffy's mom,
Joyce.
Oh,
Joyce. Yeah. Where he slowly built her up,
gave her a brain tumor, and then slowly turned her crazy.
Then suddenly, bam, done for.
But at least I think that had maybe more of a purpose to sort of make Buffy grow up more or something.
Yeah, the fifth season was, if it had actually been the end of Buffy, then that would have worked as sort of a, end of life, things come to an end, things happen. Sometimes you don't win.
Yeah.
And that would have been part of the fifth season. I think it would have been amazing in that way. As it was, Joyce's death, she was totally fridged in an effort to grow Buffy's character.
Yeah.
It worked. It was effective. It was tragic. And they didn't defrost her in the way that a lot of those kind of things do. Like Angel, fridged, defrosted over and over again until his character was soggy cardboard.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're coming up to the end portion of the show.
And then I was trying to think of Dollhouse takes, but that show just swept over me. Like, it had just gone.
That show had a lot of promise. It was interesting in some ways, but
do you remember any of the plot lines though? Oh. It's just gone.
It was really rushed because of the way it got Friday'd and then canceled. And also the fact that it focused so heavily on sexualizing.
Yeah. Joss Whedon, so I was like, man, yeah, because when you rewatch Fireflies, it's like, wow, so baby, does she have to be naked in the scene? Do we have to see her bathe? Does she have to be naked in the trunk, as it were, in the suitcase? I still stand by Joss Whedon stole that from the girl in the trunk from Outlaw Star. Still stand by that.
Dollhouse could have been a great exploration of identity versus substrate, and how much of who we are is actually physically part of us versus how much of it is our experience and our history.
Oh, and it could.
But we got to look at Elijah Dushku's butt a
agency
lot.
of women as well, and just wasn't.
So it turns out the guy who played Xander actually kind of defended Joss Whedon a little bit, not completely, because I just read an article from earlier this year, and he kind of he's like, yeah, it was a bad situation, but I just hope he grows from this, and such and such. He's not a bad guy. I love him, and so it's just kind of funny.
Well,
But,
I mean, what's his name? The guy who played Xander. Can't remember. He's had a rough ride of it, and
I know. Yeah, I saw that too. It's just that he's but that
he had his
backstory
struggles
when
with alcoholism. You can see that in the 7th season when he puts on a lot of weight. So he's had his own struggles, and his career has been rough and rocky. So jumping on a bandwagon to rag on somebody who's incredibly popular would not be a great move for him in Hollywood at this point.
Yeah, probably not.
I agree, Jordan P. The moral of the story is like
cishet white men cannot write. No.
George Lucas,
I just thought it was funny
Joss
that he kind of
Whedon.
was like, oh yeah, I love him because you're basically him, right? So
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
and what's his name?
The character, I
Nicholas.
guess,
Nick. It's gonna bug me, so I'm gonna go ahead and look it up.
Yeah, I know that feeling. It's like, no, I must remember. I need to know this like right now because like I cannot think of anything else.
Nick
until,
Brendan,
like,
Nicholas Brendan. There
Yeah,
we go.
Nick.
Oh man, I loved. Why can't I think of his first name? Played Spike. Something Masters.
James.
Oh, yeah, she masters. Yeah.
What his take was, oh God, I was blind to it. I'm so sorry. Now, I'm so sorry that I didn't notice and speak.
Yeah,
up
James
or help
Marsters
her
is pretty amazing guy generally,
Yeah,
and he also suffered from abuse by Joss.
Mm.
Apparently, Joss was upset at how popular Spike was.
Oh God!
And so he sort of like cornered him in a hallway, like had him backed up against the wall, screaming at
He
him.
left
"I'll kill you."
popular.
Don't be so goddamn beautiful and stop doing great work with the lines I'm giving you.
It's just like, what did he expect? It's like sex on legs, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although James Marsters hasn't aged as well. He's been in a couple of shows since then. He's not as gorgeous as he used to be.
Oh, he does
He's
reads
legit almost 60 years old. Like
he reads for the Dresden Files novels, and he's
Yes.
just so good in those.
Yeah, he does an excellent job at that, despite the fact that I have problems with the Dresden Files.
oh yeah, it's really different from the books, isn't it? Like the actual TV show.
I've never seen the show. It's just I've only
okay.
heard the first novel read by James Marsters. It's just that there's the love potion thing there. That's the thing that really gives me trouble. Because the main character makes a love potion because his talking skull forces him to, and then a woman drinks it, and it's typical James Bond kind of stuff, where the private eye is in a situation where he gets to prove how awesome he is by not raping a woman. So I don't know if the Dresden Files continue with that sort of thing. That's
It's
the big problem.
they're very thirsty books, but they get a little less male gazy and a lot more where the ladies show that they are not just that, even though a lot of the character base is like legit like angels and like fey creatures that are just by definition inhumanly beautiful.
She boobed boobily down the stairs, and then the opinion.
I don't know. I really enjoy the series, but the criticisms are definitely valid.
Let's see. Dresden Files, the TV show, had the guy from Arrow, right?
I believe.
Yeah, the
so.
cop, the father. Yeah.
Blackmore or something. He has a really awesome name.
Yeah. He's in a lot of shit though, that guy.
Paul Blackthorne.
Yeah, that's his.
That's such an awesome name.
Such a good name.
I mean, that is the name of a private eye.
That name is so good that I'm almost.
He usually plays a very
he
like
changed it to that.
thorny character, like a guy's like very kind of like the character he
He
plays
has
in
an
Arrow's,
angry
like,
dad face.
Yeah, and Harry Dresden, he plays a very angry Harry Dresden with an edge as well. As you know, as well as some other characters he's played I've seen, but yeah, he's
he's English. He has a very good American accent.
It's as often as the English that can do really good American accents, and it's very rare for the opposite to happen. Even like Michael Caine was surprised.
Well, you have to practice an accent either way. I remember a video of the kids from Harry Potter trying to do American accents.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Utterly failing.
Like Christian Bale does a good American accent. Yeah. He probably had to practice that.
I think. Yeah. Yeah, like Michael Caine did like a good Texan accent for like a secondhand lines, but like Michael Caine was also really impressed with Forrest Whitaker in a Cockney because he swears that like and thinking the Crying Game, whatever movie Forrest Whitaker did a Cockney accent, that he thought that like that was a Cockney person like up there on the screen, which is what you want to have as actor. You don't want to think that's a British actor up there doing an excellent American accent. You want to think that's an American up there that's doing nothing, as it were, because if you see the acting, that's bad acting, as it were. But like for Michael Caine, the only one that was like so impressed that he thought that like it was a Cockney person was Forrest Whitaker in The Crying Game or something like that. I forgot what the movie like Michael Caine saw that Forrest Whitaker was in. It was all a great.
But yeah, accents take work, and
yeah, they do.
You know. Yeah, I absolutely agree, Jordan, Deva. Love potions are not okay.
Yeah, they're not.
Unless you're writing non-con porn, they're not okay.
Yeah. It's like pickup artist stuff. I love potions. So.
Mm-hmm. It's like pickup artists too. Just like hey, if you want to just like read a book all about like a failure, just read whatever like Rush V like writes about that. Even more depressed than the Kafka stuff, according to people who have read it.
Didn't
read both?
Yeah,
Kevin?
That's what I heard. A lot of his books are about him actually failing to actually score with women, basically.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Yeah,
including or he just like confesses to rape as well. There's time.
Yeah, well, yeah, he did that a lot, but I think like he actually one of his books was actually titled something like about Denmark, like how to not.
How to not bang Denmark.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know if I say it or not, but yeah, like because he's like complaining about how feminist women are in Denmark, and you shouldn't go there because you'll never get which I laugh because I used to live in that neighborhood, and like that's the complete opposite. If you're not a total asshole, it's not that hard, honestly. But.
No, but he's so obvious. Everyone would see right through that guy, unless you were very insecure and very like, oh, attention from any guy is good. I don't think anyone would. Everyone could just look right through him. It's
because a lot of the men that fall for that stuff are kind of just insecure guys that have been, kind of brainwashed by like toxic masculinity, and they're just trying to like,
a lot or all.
Maybe all of them, I guess. I think some of them. I think some of them actually.
Some of them might just be misogynists. That
I was sort of leaving that open.
Misogynist,
I was leaving that door open for it. Yeah, I was just leaving that door open because I think some of them actually are true believers and actually think this shit is,
real.
Yeah, and but I mean, like I said, like 99% of them are just confused guys that get caught up in. They think this is the only way to get a woman is, to follow these grifters who are stink oil salesmen and don't even get laid that much themselves, to be honest. So it's kind of a sad carousel.
I also think a lot of men fuck like they sabotage themselves when they're trying to get women to sleep with them, because this is something that I have experienced as a trans guy. It's like cis men will try to sleep with you, and then I mean, you might be up for sleeping with them, but then they start all this crap about, oh, I love you, I want you to meet my parents, blah blah blah, and it's like, what the hell are you
They
doing
get creepy
right
and
now?
weird.
Yeah, it's
As a
creepy
creepy
and
weird guy, I feel attacked right now.
But it's like, stop! Are you having? Are you having a one night stand, or are you trying to be my boyfriend? And it's like they just sabotage themselves so easily, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? That's not. It's like, be honest.
It's almost
about
like
what
they
you
don't know
want.
how to people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, be honest. Be honest, and I think they would get more people to sleep with them.
It's like
Yeah.
when people go on Tinder and like, oh, I'm going here for a relationship. You know, it's like basically the virtual equivalent of a meat bar, you know?
Mhm.
And yeah, I don't know. Go to eHarmony if you want a relationship, I guess, instead of
If you're
Tinder.
allowed on eHarmony, because eHarmony does like eHarmony is like, because it was founded by like a Christian actually, and so he does actually like rejecting people who are.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
just
think
that
like
successfully.
compatibility matches, but not. Okay, go to Match.com then. I think that's
Yeah,
probably
one
more.
of the other
Okay.
ones. There's
Yeah.
definitely like the other ones are more.
Sorry, I
open as
didn't
well.
realize that he was a friendly old guy who used to show up in their commercials all the time. But
Mhm. Yep, he was.
But my point is that
Sign up for
these-
Facebook dating. That's
But,
sure to
but
not be awful.
my point is that these men don't actually want the relationship. They
Yeah.
just say they do to entice you to sleep with them,
Yeah, exactly.
which is bullshit.
Hey, I actually listened for like quite a while to like Tom Likas, who was a radio show host that like that's all he talks about. And to be fair, he speaks from experience because he had tried 4 times and failed that marriage 4 times. So, which is why if you want a marriage advice, don't come to me. Come to me for advice on like how to like date women. That's a word, and also do it in a way so that like you don't spend as much time or as much
Come to
money.
me for divorce advice. That's
Yes, which is like I bet he would say like kind of let's get a prenup, but he was also a super capitalist. And Jordan, I'm glad you enjoyed that meme that I shared because it is an awesome meme. Since you mentioned D&D love push as love pushes as were, it's very important that like a grown in natural 20 is only successful in combat.
mm-hmm.
But
In skill checks, a natural 20 is not an automatic success.
I shared that same meme in a bunch of the Discord servers. Other people have like a kind of have formed a headcanon, that's a word, where it's like additional dialogue that a woman says, "Yes, I'm a super hot like woman chick," and that is like in the same kind of like a hobby that you are, but still, I won't dance with you. Go away, creep. Or others, or others,
the original version of the meme had the guy succeeding. He rolled in that 20, and thus he gets a foursome.
Also, charisma checks are not mind control.
Yes, they're not.
And here is the updated meme. Guy, suspenders, bow tie, glasses. He's Tucker Carlson. Would you ladies care to
Yes.
dance? Ew, no, get away, creep. But he just rolled in that 20. And then the updated says, in spite of the memes, a natural 20 does not count as an automatic success in any roll outside of combat. The difficulty of a skill check may still exceed 20 plus your skill modifier. In this case, no means no.
Is others have like come up with the headcanon. It's like actually those 3 chicks actually all play in D&D, and the blonde one's their DM, so that's how she knows off the top of her head, that sort of thing. Again, she is an attractive woman that yes is in the geeky male dominated like hobby as D&D, but yet still won't date you or dance with you if you're a creep.
Mm-hmm. Nerd girls are not there for you to fetishize.
Yes, exactly.
They're there for the hobby.
Is
They're
which is
actual
why-
people is the thing.
Yes, exactly. Which is why many like women want those like women only spaces, honestly, because like yeah, I can understand like just want to get away from like cis men.
Mm-hmm. That's why there are women only gyms and things like that.
yeah.
And some trans women just like find other like queer or trans like and be like folks who like play D&D with, and it just sounds to work out that way. Interesting.
What a crazy random happenstance.
So anyway,
Weird how spaces without cishet white guys are just so much healthier.
Even cishet white guys don't want to be in those spaces anymore, right? Or in those.
Before I forget, some good news actually did happen this past week. It was just a mess up on like the release of it as well. The eviction moratorium has been extended.
Yeah.
Oh, they actually did manage that. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
that got super close. Like,
Yeah,
It was looking
I
pretty
was
bad there.
positive it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. So
Yes.
that's good.
it's still everyone protect the people like are that being threatened to be like evicted as it were, because that's kind of like protection as it were needs to be happening, because some landlords will still try to force the evictions onto people as well. Landlords are just terrible anyway. But like it was like botched almost, because like Biden said like, oh, me as the president doesn't have the authority to like extend a moratorium through executive action or anything like that. And I'm just like, it's like, okay, so why should we worry about what is legal and in order to like to prevent us from doing the right thing? But that shows the Democrats care more about the rules or something like that. I think like Biden says it has to be the Congress to like pass something, so we're.
And in about 20 or 30 seconds, you'll see an image I found for a good landlord.
Oh, Dev one?
No, it's 404. Page not found.
Eric cannot find such a thing as a good landlord. Yes, exactly. Oh, Comrade Sparkle and Comrade Cuddles on like a TikTok. This is a TikToker that like Marty would share a lot of videos on her Tea Party, because a former Black Panthers member, or father's a Black Panthers member. But anyway, he said this joke of like, why did the Maoist sharpen his guillotine instead of paying his rent? Because he wanted to get ahead.
Unfortunately, Maoist.
Unfortunately, Maoist. Again, Black Panthers.
Not just rent forgiveness. I think we need a year of fucking jubilee.
Yes, we need
to forgive all debts and just wipe the fucking slate clean, and then kill all trillionaires.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we're going to start with Jeff Bezos, guys.
I think he's the only one, so.
He's on track to be one by 2026.
I know he's on track. I don't think he's hit it yet.
Yeah, he's on track to by 2026.
Oh, God.
Hate him so much.
Yeah, exactly.
He could do so many good things if he gave away all of his money. He could.
Yeah.
He could feed the entire fucking planet and give homes to every homeless person everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, he went to space in a penis rocket.
Yes, exactly.
And even he had the audacity to say thank you to all my Amazon employees. You paid for this.
Yeah,
and even though he has so many employees, because logistics requires a lot of people, he could make every single one of them a millionaire and still be a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
It's really scary how some people can collect that much wealth, and it's like, what are you going to do with all that money? It's just like, yeah.
I got the high score.
He's gonna build his own Starfleet with
that. That's what Blue Origin is for. Yeah.
Just be aware that I honestly don't think the millionaires are trying to go to space themselves. They want to send the workers to space and keep the Earth for themselves.
So anyway, there's this fun story about when he was up there. Apparently he was noted to say this would be a great place to put a factory. Mind you, nearly every single other person who has gone into space has seen the Earth from orbit and been like, oh, it's so fragile and small. I need to do everything I can to protect it. This motherfucker's first thought was,
I could exploit the shit out of this.
Great place to exploit.
Yeah, because he wants a future like Alien, where these evil corporations pretty much just like run space. Yeah,
he sees Blade Runner as a utopia.
Yep. Because like or like yeah, it's just like
the problem with Blade Runner is they weren't repressing their replicants enough. They got out of control.
Those sex dolls were allowed to think.
So wait, the Blade now Battle of Angel Alita also had like all the rich people in the upper class in a city in the sky. They just dumped their trash to the lower levels, as it were. So that's probably the future that like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and like Richard Branson want, and all the billionaires want, as it were.
Mhm.
And a point about like wiping all the debts. I agree, wiping all the debts. Unfortunately, Nancy Pelosi just says like, no, we're not going to do like student debt forgiveness, because how would you feel when like someone decides to go to college but yet quits as a halfway through, as it were, and like how would you feel if like your taxes go to like pay off their debts, as it were? It's just like okay.
Oh well, you know, I guess.
I feel like if that's your real concern, just make it conditional on completion of college,
and also
and still do it.
That's how I feel about every failed project that Pentagon canceled after like 3, things. And so it's failure. Like the F-22, the F-35, those ships.
Can I choose to like what my tax dollars go to? Can I stop funding like military, like industrial complex projects? I don't want to give more money to Lockheed Martin and Boeing. I'm sorry, they're rich enough for us already.
They've taken so much money and they just deliver defective products. They get cut eventually. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like.
Even looking at, I'm just looking at it from like that perspective. I know people don't want their money going to it at all, but I'm just mean they can't even make a product that lasts. As well. So.
But they don't want to.
Oh yeah, I know, but it's just there's like a whole line of things that were spent billions and billions on that never worked right.
Yeah.
All these military projects.
But we landed on the moon. We won. We won the thing. We won
Shut up. The only first we had.
But Russia had the first person in space and the first satellite too.
The first person in space, the first satellite in space, the first
space
woman
station
in
too,
spae, the first
too.
everything.
Yeah, I know. Because of the moon.
I just saw a thing on this.
Renegade Cut has. Renegade Cut has.
It's like a video on the space race and.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, was it? Oh, who did that video?
Renegade Cut.
Yeah.
That was
like so good.
It's
like
this year in the U.S. Men's track team, a sprinting team, they didn't even win one gold medal, and people were like, I can't believe they didn't win any gold medals.
They won the gold medals in our hearts. And that's
I
what
know.
really matters.
I mean, they won other medals.
The real gold medals are the friends we made along the way. And the games are rigged, and we're going to do a recount. And the voting machines were the communism.
Yeah, I know. People are just hilarious, man.
If Tony Stark taught me anything, I don't want medals in my heart.
US still won the most gold medals and the most medals overall. It was close, but they still did. But anyway, it's getting closer, I guess. They're scared now. It's getting closer. China's catching up to us.
Yeah.
We only won one more gold medal this time.
Proof that communism wins. It's definitely a real
just so
communism.
funny, man.
And it's not just because they have so many people that just through
Economic
genetic
growth isn't about
lottery.
people; it's about brains and capitalism.
And,
that's another thing too.
And now that their economy is such, they can actually
have money to
train
spend
the
on
people who have the natural
so
talent.
that's why they can compete on America's level now, right? But anyway, I'm waiting for India to be able to do that because they have the people that they just need the money now.
Yeah.
That's why they're talking about the BRIC economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China.
Yep.
And the reason why Russia's, well, besides essentially being banned for cheating, but the reason why they've been doing less and less is because so much of the money that was available is just being filtered into the pockets of the oligarchy there.
They actually did pretty well. I think they finished in 4th place. I think, yeah, something like that. In the medal hall, but they oh yeah, they can still. I mean, it's still because we full of 150 million people, right? You know, they have a lot of athletes still, so you know, I don't know. But
They're
there's
cheating.
like, yeah, maybe. I know. I was surprised, man. They did pretty well despite all the adversity that they had to go through. Anyway.
And can I just say, I don't care about soccer, but Denmark won the silver medal in soccer.
Mm.
It was
Yay for
really
Denmark.
unfair that France beat us, or maybe it's just I mean, it's like soccer is such a big deal in my country. It's like,
I believe
there
you mean
was
football.
yeah, football. Yes, I mean football.
It just so happens that the Canadian women's team won the gold medal in the football this time, and they have a transgender woman on the team actually, which is the first transgender woman to win a gold medal, I believe. So.
Aren't they non-binary? I think they're non-binary.
They describe her as a trans non-binary person. I'm like,
yeah,
aren't those different things? I'm like, anyway,
yeah, no. But it's like the argument.
Yeah.
The argument about trans people in sports are very different. If it's like a, and I don't like these words, but if it's an AMAP person, like playing on a women's team, then people make a huge deal of it. But this one is, as far as I know, they are an AFAB person playing on the women's football team. So it's like there's been less controversy around it.
Weren't there a couple of cis Olympians this year that were knocked out?
Yeah.
Due to having
too much
testosterone levels that were put in to keep people who had transitioned but still had too much testosterone
and all of those women were black.
Yes.
So it's also,
I know there was a Chinese
just a
powerlifter who won a gold
coincidence.
medal.
I'm pretty
a woman
sure
who was got a lot of
well,
shit
no,
on her.
those rules were intentionally put into place because they were allowing trans athletes. They wanted to make sure that no trans athlete that still had too much testosterone in their system from.
No, I'm saying it's a coincidence that they were black.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
coincidence.
Crazy random happenstance.
Yeah.
It's also a crazy random coincidence that every single head of the International Olympic Committee has been from either Europe or the U.S. 9 from Europe, 1 from the U.S.
They're all Europe.
Mm-hmm. All white men.
Our crown prince in Denmark tried to get onto the Olympic Committee, but he wasn't allowed to because our monarchy is not allowed to do anything that's political.
Well, if only he'd been wearing funny hats like the Norwegian king.
Yeah, because I think in his younger days, the Norwegian king, he would compete in the Olympics, like in the equestrian or something like that.
Yeah,
I thought
they can compete, but our crown prince tried to be on the committee. Like, he didn't try.
He wanted to be able to tell black people they weren't allowed to compete.
Yeah. So, but he was not allowed to do that. It's like, no politics.
So it wasn't the Olympics that said he couldn't. It was Danish law.
Yeah, there was a public outcry around it because it's heavily frowned upon if the monarchy says something that's too political.
There's an easy solution to that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm not advocating murder, but yes, you should kill your king.
Yay, regicide!
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. I kind of think that maybe when it does become his turn, he might actually. I kind of hope he abdicates and says, no, fuck it, I don't want to do this shit. I'm too old. Because at the time our queen is like 80 years old, and it doesn't look like she's going to quit anytime soon. I mean,
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
I know this is not connected, but my brain is weird, and I
Yeah.
decided that my next D&D character, if they allow Tritons, is going to be a teenage Triton named Gil, who's very against monarchy.
Are you sure he's not going to be a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle?
No. The joke is his name is Gil, and he's a teen. Who's heavily against the monarchy.
Guillotine. Okay, I get it. But why Triton?
Because it's a fish person. It'll make the joke until the other players get it less.
All right,
that he's named Gil will be less obvious.
All right, take care, Tavi. They slip out, and yes, we'll try to remember. Yes, like we'll try to remember Recreation 46A. No long code the messages over open channels. Are us our revolutionary mother fluffers. But we're approaching at we're at the 3 hour mark though. So
yeah, we are.
like,
Yeah.
We've been going strong this whole time. It's funny how Second Sunday does that. Without Second Sunday, it would just be me and Geek here now, and we would have been talking about hit tape porn for like the last 2 hours.
I mean, either that or you would have been done for an hour.
Yeah, we've been done for an hour because like, I think I covered like all the things I talked about as were, or all the things that I wanted to talk about as were. So, anyone else have something to talk about?
No.
No,
I
already
just want to
talked
clarify
about my
something I said
Facebook
earlier.
ban.
So the person on the Canadian women's soccer team that won a gold medal is the first trans or non-binary person to win a gold, actually any medal at the Olympics. Period. And they go by they them, and their name is just Quinn. That's the entire name.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna start doing like the ending pitches. So I'm Samurai Geek on Twitter, on Twitch, on YouTube. I swear I'm gonna upload more YouTube videos if I get around to it, but definitely gonna like stream on Twitch later today. So not sure what I'm gonna be playing, but check me out. And CharityLink.page. I'm gonna like put the link to like CharityLinks.page into the chat right now. And that's about it. Joe, Ellie, Tim, if you have something you want to like plug, now's your chance.
I have something. Give Phoenix money. They got scammed. And
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so they need money. So
that
please
sucks.
Give them money. And they got scammed by an electric company.
All right, I'll raise money for like Phoenix then. Try my best to do so.
Yeah.
Phoenix. And Joe, do you have anything you want to plug? I mean, it's hard to plug anything after something like that, but
I will say I don't. I sadly don't create anything that is currently published, so I got nothing there.
All right. And what about you, Tim? Do you need people to buy you like textbooks and pencils and stuff like any other teacher?
No, I'm not a teacher anymore.
Do that for all the teachers they need, though.
I'm on parental leave for the next few weeks here. Getting paid to basically help send my ass and almost do nothing, but
so lazy.
Yeah,
so support being able to do that in other countries.
Yeah, it's nice to have it actually. Actually, my mother is here helping us with the baby as well. So
nice.
Shout out to her. Yeah, she's retired, so she can she's able to do that. So anyway, my father
another lazy person living off the public.
She was a public service. She was a lab technician for years and years, and then she got tired of it, said I'm done anyway. But my dad is still working because he has his business and he wants to keep running it as long as he can because he took him years and years to get it going. So. He's going to come down next week, though. But I guess I'll just
buy his bootstraps. Good man.
My friend's podcast, which is a disrespected podcast, which is when I go on sometimes because there's some guys I know who, they just talk about video games mostly, and it's just it's on Twitch,
Okay.
Twitch.tv Disrespect podcast.
Cool.
And I am on another podcast, Dungeons and Debacles, D&D podcast. We are fighting an evil red dragon cult.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. Very different from this because it's
I
good.
imagine so. You're on this podcast too.
Oh, yeah. fair.
Yeah, but I'm in charge of this one, which is why it sucks.
Well, you are a cishet white man.
But I'm neuroatypical, so I'm not entirely evil.
Not entirely. All right, goodbye,
All
comrades.
right. And with that, we will go ahead and go away and hydrate, medicate, masturbate.
Mhm.